Let me go, there's no doubt. Gotta get out of this small town. You took my heart from me, now you're everywhere I see. Set me free, let me fly. Let me find new kinds of highs. We're just wasting here, waiting for another year. We both know the score. We've been here once before. So many words unspoken. You took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait, I can take the pain. I will surrender, let me go on a new adventure.
Explore the world and find my place. Hope you find some peace of mind. Hope the night was worth your time. Threw my heart away, we won't see another day. We both know the score. We've been here once before. So many words unspoken. You took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait, I can take the pain.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back, boys. Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful live stream. Hope all of you are having a wonderful, wonderful evening and or morning if you're Australia, and or afternoon, whatever you're at. Boys, it is time for more 5v5 1v1 duels. It is the weekend, boys. It is Friday, the day for the EU. Boys, how are you guys all doing today? Let me get the music back up and running. Is that loud enough? That should be loud enough over on OBS. Just want to make it a little bit louder so I can't even hear myself think, dude. Let's go, boys. We got ourselves more 5v5s on the way. Hopefully we got some duel groups up tonight. Yo, let me launch battle it. I'm gonna need to switch BNet to a PTR real quickly, but otherwise we're good. Unless, yeah, I think last time we did PTR, and maybe we'll get another build next week of PTR, because this build was pretty cool. I've been able to test out some of the AoE caps, but there's not too many class changes with this build. I really want to see a lot more class updates going forward, maybe like PvP updates as well. You know what I really want to see for PvP updates? I want to see some catch up for Conquest. That's one of the things I would want to see. So you can like hop on, do some arenas on your ults, catch up on Conquest a little bit, like catch up to your main faster. Because we are so many weeks into season 2 of PvP. I mean, that's just a lot to catch up at this point. I will want to see Anto's team, I promise. You will want to see Anto's team. Antho, man? Wait, Anto or Atho? It depends. Let me make sure this works. How you boys all doing? Archies, how do I do my man? Tyrant, how you doing, man? Boy, we got ourselves Broton, we got ourselves Mr. Malawi, hey, Noko, G, Worthless, Milix, how you boys all doing? Welcome back. How you doing, Tags? I hope you're having a good one, my guy. Yo, let me switch to where we go. World of Warcraft. Different WoW. And we're good to go, boys. Good to go for some 5v5 1v1 duels. And so I believe, all right, my guy. Sounds good. I'm really happy about the Trailblaze change. Also, really want Conquest RPGs wins to be buffed. Yeah, I think it's about that time. They could totally do it. Like, they could do just something, anything to get, like, if they just added a way for you to gain more Conquest. Like, because remember Legion and BFA. Actually, BFA did it better. Because there's only a handful of things BFA did better than Legion, but they did do the what is it? Anto got a team ready. Let's go, boys. Need one more and we're good to go. Anto got a 5-man ready. Sentry with the second team. Let's go, boys. Sentry ready to fight against Cracker. You want to go against Cracker? I got Anto ready. Yo, are you fine going up against Anto? I'll give you a second, because Anto, dude, he was the first one to whisper me. I know you want to go against Cragar. But привет, Dalaran, как сам? Я don't mind, Mamaka. Здорово. How you doing, Mamaka? How you doing, fam? Hope you're having a good one. Glad I'm gonna miss another Friday stream. Let's go, dude. Hope you're having a good one, Tyrant. Hope you're chilling, my dude. And to get in the min early, dude. Yo, I think Sentry and Anto will be the first ones. I don't even see for anything from Kragar. So let's do that. Let's get Anto and Sentry in first. And whenever Kragar's around, we can get him in as well. Broton looking for Hordes. Let's go, boys. Spectator match. We got Sentry and Anto Anto XD. Архи, я тебя против Anto могу дуэлить. Kragar? Oh man. Oh no. Who do I queue? He wants to go against Kragar, but Anto was the first one to whisper. I could do Sentry versus Anto and then Sentry versus Kragar. We could do that. How does that sound? Let's do that. Я тебя против Анто, потому что он первый, как его на дуэли написал. И после против Крагара. Нормально тебе? Нормально так? Let's try it. Sentry. I can't even spell Sentry apparently. Sentry and Anto XD. Let's get Sentry and Anto, then we'll go Sentry and Kragar, and then we'll get Broton in there as well on the rotation. Blades Edge Arena, boys. Sounds great. Do the plan? Yeah, I just want to. Oh, Arena calls. Fine, I'll take the quest. I'll pick it up just so it can disappear off my screen. Yo, happy Friday, Dal. Happy Friday, Dan the man. Hope you're having a good one. What's up, Curtis Saint? Hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful evening, my dude. How you doing? Ready to party with Kragar, ready to battle? Yo, I'll get Kragar versus you after that. How does it sound? We got ourselves the boys in here. Switch. Got ourselves team 2 together with Anto as a Retribution Paladin versus, oh, well, I swapped for one guy. Christbad returning to the 5v5 1v1 duels as an Affliction Warlock, no other. Interesting. We got Ellery as an sub-rogue with Kajix as an Assassination. Ready to go with Tagsy standing back to back with Christbad as both Affliction Warlocks. Archie on the team 1 as a first one up for team 1. Enhancement Shamanson. And Mary as a Retribution Paladin. Leshkam. What is it? Lesh. Leshkam. Leshkam Vapa. Lesh. Lyosha? I'm gonna call him Lyosha or something. Lyosha, some kind of a nickname. We got us Strill as well as Mamaka in there, and Mary taking a bit of damage from Kajix Kaj, and that's going to be wings available immediately. Mary just tried to pop out the damage. Kajix sitting safety with his Necrolord bubble, just hanging in there, tricking out of Mary. That is a trick and bird by the Paladin. Kajix looking for maybe a bit of a reset, trying to get some poison slows onto Mary. Is going to be to slow down the Paladin quite a bit. with that spike rolling on him. Shackles addiction around the corner, and Mary might just need to pop in big defense, so that's going to be a lot of healing reduced, but Shield of Vengeance does come into play, creating absorb above his health bar, not dampened by the necrotics. Kajix looking for a bit of a reset. Needs to wait until the next kidney shot. Got a kidney onto Mary, trying to see if he can bust through the Shield of Vengeance. Is able to. Does he have enough damage to finish off here? Mary trying to go for some self-healing. Mark for Death and Venom, getting the poison bomb proc, but Mary still hanging in there into a Hodge into Kajix, playing it very defensively with Flash of Lights. Kajix sitting in the Hodge. Not the full duration, but quite a bit of it. This is getting back at it with Mary. Trying to maintain the bleeds rolling while the Paladin with a Hand of Freedom trying to go for a bit of kiting. Gonna be a bit before the kidney shot is back. And Mary trying to line up a big Seraphim kidney shot by the Rogue to lock him down. Blessing of Protection out for Mary. Kajix does he use the defensive here? Or does she just wait it out as Mary is just cycled through his damage? Still Seraphim rolling, trying to get himself big procs. Hodge onto Kajix. Does he have the damage? Hammer does not get the proc. The final verdict's coming out as forces out a trinket and a cloak out of Kajix as he's looking for a bit of a reset. Trying to get himself a flesh cuff. Gonna be a quick rebuke out of Mary. Just able to walk up to Kajix. Full Vendetta's up. Does he have the bubble ready? Or is that Forbearance locking him out? Looks like Forbearance locked him out. Kajix, he needed to force a Blessing of Protection, going for the full Vendetta burst and just take him out. Oh my goodness. The Paladin, man. Usually Paladins clap down rogues pretty easily, but Kajix waited it out as best as he could. Had himself that Necrolord gameplay for a little bit extra survivability at the start, which helps out tremendously. Waited out until he got Blessing of Protection or Bubble anything, just to enable the Forbearance debuff on the Paladin, and when the kidney shot as soon as it was down, just trying to take him out. Mamaka gonna be up next over from Team 1 versus Kajix. And Kajix looking for a bit of a reset himself. Maybe waiting for cooldowns too. No Cloak of Shadows, Evasion is available, no Vendetta just yet. And also no Trinkets. So honestly, he could get locked down by Mamaka in just a CC chain and just get kind of locked out for a while. It's going to be a sap onto the pet. Mamaka walking away from the freezing trap. Not a perfect opportunity. Kajix, unless he makes a misstep, he does in the freezing trap with a stun, but Mamaka trying to make sure there's a lockdown onto Kajix so he can get some damage in. Blade shot is out. Evasion out for Kajix before you sell dips any lower. The dots are already pre-rolled. That's going to be quite a bit of damage. Ramping up to Mamaka. Mamaka might be in a bad spot right now. Trying to cut Kajix best as he can. It looks like Kajix, as soon as Evasion's down, is going to go on a bit of a retreat, backing up a little bit, just trying to maintain the poisons and the dots onto Mamaka. That's going to be Mamaka exchanges them nades with a harpoon towards Kajix. This Kajix turning around with the kidney shot. Doesn't have the calm points or just doesn't want to go for it just yet. Is going to maintain the poisons of Mamaka, building calm points. Could potentially go for a kidney. There goes the kidney. I think he was just trying to avoid a freezing trap as best as he could until he knew that Mamaka did not drop any kind of traps down. Vanished with a cheap shot as Mamaka goes for Feign Death. The deep in the legendary. They're going to give him that Feign Death, removing all the dots as well. And also that 99% damage reduction in the shield. Mamaka actually getting almost a clean reset. Can't even go for first aid for a full reset. Kajix, I think, just has him. Manic Bandage is the only thing that keeps him afloat right now, but Kajix got him. With the Vendetta returning, this guy got himself a good setup. Somehow the pet still sees Kajix. Quick mark for death, but Mamaka, does he have any ways out of it? No more actually tricking back out for Kajix. Nothing you can do in that kidney shot though. The Kajix is going to be able to take Mamaka down with a full flesh cuff channel. So whoever is up next, he should be able to at least get himself a bit of defenses to work with. It's going to be Strill Bell Run. Strill Bell Run. I call him Strill. Strill. I think that's gonna work out. That's backpedaling lol. Oh, come on, dude. Oh, come on, man. You start out of these duels backpedaling, unknowing what everybody else does, and eventually you work yourself up. You know what I mean? You build yourself upwards for these 5v5 1v1 duels. Let's go. Let's skip it this song. I want to get some more hype. Let's go with this one. I think this is going to be a good hype song for a bit in these duels, boys. Strill looks like he's going to be picking up the eye, trying to be a little bit proactive against Kajix. We're only getting finally into the 5-minute mark. Finally, the dampening is rolling. So far, Kajix has not needed to play around the dampening whatsoever. But now from here on, the healing is going to get reduced. The flesh cuff's not going to last nearly as long or be as potent. Stun to Kajix with a Mortal Coil Raptor. Going to be a full tyrant for Strill. There's a second stun. And then Shackles of Malediction. Kajix does have the mobility, just sprinting out of the break of those shackles. Just outrunning his shackles completely. Outrunning all those pets down there. Looking for the reset. Got a line of sight of all those pets. Line of sight of the Warlock. That's going to be a stun miss by Strill. And Kajix gets a full reset. I don't know if he has a flesh cup available though. Strill is going to get himself a health funnel as well as a flesh cup. making sure his pets are all beefied up and ready to go. Kajix is just waiting now for the 20 seconds to click the shadows, but otherwise I think he has everything. I don't really know when he used the smoke bomb. Yeah, I didn't even realize he's running smoke bomb for these duels, but I guess it makes sense. Vendetta available. Does Strill have any way to stop Kajix, stunning him down? That's going to be tricky on Kajix as he's continuing to charge, and Strill going to be the Mortal Coil decimated bolt, not going to be able to get off as the Mortal Coil runs Kajix into that line of sight. Strill at least getting those demon bolts in there, getting plenty of pets onto Kajix. Is going to go for Warlock House pretty early, and Kajix looking to slow down all those pets behind the pillar. Maybe he could be stunned by the pet, because he could go for that interrupt with the main pet. While I don't think it would stun Kajix, it would definitely interrupt the flesh count, which is giving Kajix a lot of that survivability. Does not even commit a cloak of shadows or anything. Stun onto the shackle though, so disrupts that 3-minute trigger from Kajix. Is going to be a quick vanish by the rogue, as Strill got himself quite a few pets available. And those pets are attacking Kevin Slime for a second, but that's about it. Kajix is not Kevin. Kajix does get to escape. Stun, missed run the corner by Strill. It looks like this Warlock might actually be on a little bit of a back foot. I thought this Warlock was going to be in a much better position than Kajix. Trying to pick up the eye, going to be the setup by the rogue with a Garrote. The pet actually pulled away onto that Kevin Slime. Why is the pet attacking Kevin Slime? Needs to get that stun onto Kajix just to peel this rogue off of the Warlock. Going to be another shield available for Strill. Not only does this man have flesh count, but also dark pack. So lots of absorbs, but Kajix is just stabbing right through them, popping them like a balloon. And second, I think third person actually on team one does go down, with Lesh going to be up next. His name is going to be kind of hard to pronounce. It is L-E-S-H as the first two letters. Lesh come I think. Kajix getting locked down to back-to-back stun, blind onto the Lesh, gonna be a trinket for the Paladin, big hammer, and does knock with that hammer. I guess he got the proc, knocking Kajix out of the duel. My goodness, Kajix felt like he ran circles around these guys, maximized his flesh count, outplaying these boys, but a quick bonk on the head knocks him out of the running, which is super unfortunate. As Lash looking for a bit of a reset versus Tagsy. Lash did burn a whole trinket as well as a bit of damage, full wings and everything. Tagsy playing that Affliction Warlock, so I don't really know how difficult it's going to be for a Paladin to deal with. I never really know an Affliction Warlock to be super difficult for majority of classes, but I wonder if there'll be a hard counter to Paladin somehow. I guess I technically do have a perma slow on a Paladin. Full dots are rolling to Lesh as he's trying to heal up through it. Shield of Vengeance actually having to get used. Does not walk with a Shield of Vengeance towards Tagsy. It looks like a Shield of Vengeance is going to get burned right onto the bridge. He still needs to get a recovery. He cannot remove magic effects unless he has the Judgment PvP talent. Interrupt onto Lesh is trying to get himself a holy heal. Quite a long interrupt to him. There's going to be also the Dark Lair out there zapping Lesh around the corner. And Tagsy actually has quite a bit of pressure. You cannot remove magic effects unless you have the Dispel PvP talent with the Judgment. You cannot remove curses whatsoever. So Agony, Curse of Corruption, Slow, whatever it may be. All the curses, I mean, they're just permanently on Lesh. There's no way for you to remove them. So it's actually going to be, I think it might be a hard counter, but it is an Affliction Warlock. Not really the most popular or the most powerful caster in PvP in Shadowlands at the moment. They're not terrible, apparently, but they're not powerful. They were pretty good at the very first season though. Something about the playstyle was pretty good in season 1, until I think it's about the Malefic Rapture nerfs. Is where they started to fall off in both PvE as well as in PvP. Although I have seen a Affliction Warlock hit with a Death Bolt for 68.9 thousand damage in arena on a priest. So maybe they have some hidden potential, but they're definitely not really considered giga by any measure. Lesh trying to see if we walk up to Tagsy, is going to get hit with a slow immediately. Tagsy, as long as he keeps the dots onto Lesh, as we're getting closer into the higher dampening, 9 minutes into this duel, Tagsy could melt this Paladin over time, as there's no real way. Is he actually hitting you through the wall? Are you actually autoing him through the wall right now? What is going on? Is that the Torrent extra range? I know you can kind of hit enemies through the pillars right now with autos, but through the bridge, that's a whole nother story. Mortal again inside his Lash. It looks like Tagsy is actually just backpedaling out of it. Maybe he's waiting to concentrate all his cooldowns, all his bursts available for Lash. Maybe that's what he's trying to do, as Ledge is trying to maintain himself 31% dampening. These dots, especially when they're like ramped up, it does make it a little bit harder for Ledge to really do anything. He is melting down over time. Try to go for Flash of Lights, burning through his mana quite a bit. As you can see, he's actually at no mana whatsoever. Tagsy just making sure to get some dots, as Ledge having to walk all the way towards the Warlock. Going to be a big port. Is Tagsy just trying to rot this man throughout the game, just trying to win just by rotting him over time? Just really playing the dot build. Big haze buffs, and nowhere for the paladin to go. Get a fear out in the open to the trinket immediately. Stun on Taxi. Taxi is going to go for a big defensive shield evade is popping. Less actually walking away from Taxi just to play a little bit defensively. The Dark Layer is going to extend his dots, get a few zaps, interrupt onto Lesh, and actually this man is just going to get drained. Actually just sucked out with a straw. Taxi just sucked him out. Like the man was just a coconut in Hawaii on a vacation. This man, super unforged. Taxi going for a port as Arhi commits to charging after Taxi, and that's going to get more dots out of by Taxi, but Arhi can actually remove some of these curses. Wall available for Taxi, get hit with a Sunder. Arhi, I think, just trying to go for the big one-shot versus Taxi. Is he able to stun by Taxi? The Earth Elemental is in play, so it is going to help out a ton. Taxi going for a bit of a reflect in case Arhi goes for anything, but what do you reflect? Storm Strike? I think the only thing you can reflect is maybe an interrupt. If maybe you're just going for a hard cast into Arhi's face with a fear, you'll pop the reflect. This way Arhi will end up having that windshield reflected back to himself. But Taxi, if anything, against this Shaman, even though the Shaman is being super aggressive, he's got the mobility, he got the drain lives and the stacks from the drain lives on two targets. The Warlock at the targets of the Shaman as well as the Earth Ellie. So that's quite a lot of procs to build up. Gonna be the Dark Pact in order to give himself a bit of a shield into a Shackles Malediction. Arhi does break those shackles with a Sundering. Gonna be full dot set up for Taxi. No interrupt for Arhi with the fear onto Arhi. Taxi got full dots loaded up onto the Shaman. The Shaman is gonna have to go for a lot of Maelstrom healing and a lot of dispels, but at 44% dampening, the healing is actually dampened quite a bit into a static link totem. Gonna be able to lock down the Shaman in place. The reflect is up. Taxi trying to go for wind strikes. Mortal Coil hits him. Did he wind strike back himself with the fear to follow? Gonna be a shot of fear from distance. Taxi actually takes out the Shaman, trying to malefic rapture right through him. Drain life right after getting interrupted. Wind strikes are available. Arhi is able to sneak in one heal with Maelstrom. He has plenty of mana to work with. Taxi trying to maintain the dots as best as he can. Haze buff is up. Could potentially go for Dark Lair to extend those dots as well. And probably should, honestly. Sundering onto Taxi as Arhi just trying to give himself a little bit of a breather, is going to be able to sneak away, heal for a second. And Taxi is still not busting out the Dark Lair. I would imagine he would just prolong those dots, just to prolong the pain onto Arhi. But he is able to at least get some of those dots back up onto Arhi as he pokes around the corner. The Shaman able to maintain himself with his healing though, 49% dampening. It looks like he might be sitting down for food or mana. I think he's sitting down for mana, just to maintain his mana, because mana can become health anyway. Taxi got all these ghost souls. At least you can put curses of agony on them, just to maybe get some procs back on it. Is going to ramp up his dots versus Arhi. It's going to be a static link totem, but a mortal strike runs Arhi away. Is going to be able to get back in there. Darklight joins the fight. Sunder with a stun onto Taxi as Arhi trying to see if he can wind fear him down. Reflect is up for Taxi, trying to go for a Shadow Fury. Arhi does not go for interrupt. Taxi could actually just go for an interrupt either way, or he could have went for his full stun because the interrupt would be a quick drain. He had the stacks of drain ready, and Arhi just charged at him. And I didn't even realize that's what happened. It just snuck up out of nowhere. Yo, Taxi. Yo, between Kajix and Taxi, the two-man team, the two-man Mana Yumada team, dude, just holding off the fort for their team, boys. Just holding it off, holding the fort for a time being. What's up, check one? You got a group? You should put us next. You got a group? You got a group? Alrighty, boys. Let's get Kragar and let's get, I think, a Sentry in there. Let's see if Check One has a group or not. Roton, I don't know if he has a group. Yes, with Jesus? Yo, who's the lead? Whoever's the leader of that group, whisper me real quickly. Or should we do Kragar versus somebody else and Sentry just good to play? Any more people want to join? We are Walt. What's up, man? 89.8 actually with some meme build. Yo, I kind of want to see that meme build at some point. I don't think we'll be able to do it here because the guy did have PI. Jesus should be lead. Yo, Jesus, whisper me real quick, my guy, just to make sure we're good to go. Should we go Sentry versus Kragar, like I said, or should we get Jesus just so we can get variety in here? I'm thinking maybe we do... Chris Kragar's ready. Sentry wants to play Kragar really badly. I think Sentry is trying to put a group together again. So let's do Jesus versus Kragar. And then we'll have Ant over here. Jesus is in a group as well. Sentry over here. We'll get Kragar and Sentry dueling each other at some point. Definitely. Definitely will. But let's go Kragar. Just to get a team to play. And Jesus. Yo, King, my man, where you at? Oh my goodness. Can we get a hashtag King, boys? Is the King? Is here. Thank you so much for all that. 14 months in a row, my man. Over a year of support. Thank you so much, my guy. Appreciate you, my dude. Man, I want to add some of these songs to the mix, by the way. I really want to add some of these songs to the mix, to the normal duels mix. I gotta do that either off stream, but I really want to do it right now, dude. Mugambala! Next arena that we'll have for the evening, boys. Hope you're having a good one, by the way. One place of Alliance. Awesome, awesome, my guy. Everyone Alliance got a spot? Yo, Jesus might have a spot right now. Definitely worth asking him. I think Jesus is the only guy that has an Alliance team, doesn't he? I think the other two are Horde. So make sure if Jesus has anybody disappear, make sure to peep the group. But also you guys can make your own groups as well. You guys can also make your own groups as well. We have the how do you participate in duels? It's easy. I'll make your own group. Is this gonna be too long? Okay. Alrighty. Duels on. Here we go. I'll post this and I'll pin it in chat. We'll pin the message in the chat, and that should work out just fine. Alrighty, boys, let's get another one up and running. Yeah, Twitch. We got ourselves Team Advo on first. Team Advo together with Krager in the back. We got ourselves Sect. We got ourselves Chokes rather. We got ourselves Talon Rice as well as Talrion as a Fury Warrior Night Fit by the looks of it. After getting rampaged on by Gehenna as a Feral Druid, already getting the bleeds in. Tyrant coming up pretty early for Advo with a decimated bonus. He's getting double stones onto Gehenna. We're gonna be a trick out of the Feral with the Mortal Coil sending him out in the other direction immediately. Shackles and Malediction used maybe early as Gehenna just leaps out of it. Is this your NA? Samuel, my guy. Friday R for EU, Saturday R for NA. Thank you so much for joining. More melee, please. Yo, there's too many melee in the game. Come on, dude. What's up, you know? Hey, my man. Hope you guys enjoying the duels today. Gehenna is the one actually, I think is Advo that's not really enjoying the duels. I guess a Feral Druid. Out of all the classes, you send me a Feral as a Necrolord? The dots, man, are just gonna melt him. Advo trying to go for a bit of a drain life. Just slight recovery through all the damage over time, because Gehenna just had some decent bleeds on Advo, but he threw down that swarm, and that's it. The dots went from decent to like really killer dots, like he's popping off cooldowns. This thing's are doing minimum 20% more damage. No, what is it, 25% more? I think it's 35 or 30 as a boomy, which either way, it still is a lot of damage. And if you run the conduit, amps the damage even more. Stun into Gehenna as Avid is trying to get some pets onto the Feral Druid, getting interrupted on the Fear. Maybe locked down on this maim. Potentially full bleeds are rolling. That's a Flesh Cup Shield keeping him alive for now. The Gehenna popping up for cooldowns. Quick Fear by Adva with a Decimate Bolt set up to Gehenna. Should be quite a lot of damage with those with the Demon Bolts, but does he have the big procs? Those Demon Bolts are 100% crit and do more damage when they do crit. But Gehenna looks like it's going to be just fine for the time being. Adva busting out the Tyrant, even though the Feral is going for a full reset. The pets are empowered to last a little bit longer. Maybe those pets will have a chance at potentially busting through the Fleshcraft shield that is Gehenna's. The Tyrant finally able to get at least one cast off. Does he get two? Got two! That's more than enough. More than we expect out of a Tyrant. Because these Tyrants sometimes, dude, they end up trying to get a cast, but then don't really ever get a cast off. But this can get two! He might as well be the lucky lottery winner for that case. Gonna be a stun onto Gehenna with a trinket. Maim quickly onto Adva. Does Adva have a way out of it? Gonna be a stun again from a second pet. Maybe a Mortal Coil waiting for Gehenna. Is gonna send a Mortal Coil at him. Adva looking kind of okay on health, even though he is bleeding out quite profusely. Hanagal Dawn's coming down. Decimated Bolts rolling in, or Demon Bolts rolling in. Empowered by the Decimated Bolt. That was a wall for Gehenna though. It looks like the Feral was like, you know what? I caught myself out in the open. That is full Decimated Bolt or Demon Bolts coming out. Empowered Demon Bolts by Advo. I don't have a Bark Skin. I might as well burn a wall here. And it might as well. It's only a 3-minute cooldown. They got plenty of defensive, plenty of self-healing. He might be able to deal with it. Advo with that wall, getting locked down with a bash as well as a roar by Gehenna. Stun is going to be coming out of the Warlock with a quick fear and a drain life, recovering whatever health he can from the Feral Druid. Big leap, and that's going to be a poor to juke away from the Feral. Continue to drain life, and the Feral's like, you know what? I'm going to root you in place. You stay up there. I'm coming over to you. Mortal Coil, keeping Advo alive, and even more fears coming out just to keep him afloat with a full Fleshcraft channeled for Advo. Should be A-OK health-wise. at least for quite a bit. Main by Gehenna. Does he have a good go? That's going to be tricky for Advo with a stun back onto the Pharaoh. With the Shackle's Malediction, the Pharaoh might actually be in trouble. Not a lot of healing that could come out for the time being, unless he just wants to fight through the necrotics. And Advo, does he have any ways to stop him? He doesn't really have any damage to follow up. It looks like there was, I believe, either Frenzied Regen. Was that a normal Frenzied Regen just now? Like a emergency Frenzied Regen? Look at that Tyrant, dude. That guy's just going on a run. What are you doing? You're just looking at the Pharaoh. Walked up right next to him, trying to get a cast off, slapped him on the cheek once, and is going to disappear. That's literally the life of a Tyrant, dude. Literally a life of a Tyrant. Just running after the Pharaoh Druid, looks at him in the eye, slaps him once, and then it's like, okay, my job is done. Decimated Bolt getting set up by Adver yet again. Has the stun locks on the Gehenna, but that's going to be a bar skin for the Druid, as every time he sees the Destiny Bolt, he better bar skin just because he knows the Demon Bolts are going to be coming out. I guess Adver could wait out with those Demon Bolts that are empowered for a little bit later, and then rock Gehenna. Quick main by the Feral Druid, looking to rod Adver down. I think he might just have him here. Does Adver have anything at all? Looks like Gehenna taking him out. Might have been a shadow mode there, because I did see a drain life out of Adver. It looked like it got cancelled. So potentially there was a shadow meld for Gehenna just to get that kind of an upper hand over the Warlock. Talrion swapping to the Fury. Actually, I was gonna say sticking to the Arms Warrior for some reason, but he is Fury with Night Feint chance. So we'll see if this works out. It feels like we haven't seen Fury Warriors compete in the 5v5 1v1 duels in a while, haven't we? Huh. Affliction Warlock dots his survivability need to be buffed, and the ramp of damage shouldn't be countered by insta heal. I kind of agree with that. Yeah, I think Affliction Warlocks could get a buff in some case. Gehenna opening up onto Talrion. Full dots are up, just sinking the dots, and it looks like he just wants to rod the guy away. Talrion making sure to get those charges in versus Gehenna. At least got that charge in with a Bloodthirst. But he is already melting. The man's already rotten. He doesn't have the rage to even go for a ignore pain. Gonna be a trinket out of the stun as he leapt towards the Pharaoh, leapt towards danger. That's gonna be a thorns as he tried to belf it. Looks like he can't. So Talrion might just have to find a way just to deal with Gehenna. Maybe just keep him at bay for a bit. Is gonna charge in, hit into Thorns, short maim. Gonna be Shackles. Does he have a way to reflect the Shackles? It's gonna reflect the Immortal Strike or the aquatic effect of the Shackles to some extent. Trying to stay on top of Gehenna with Raging Blows out. That's gonna be interrupt onto the Cyclone. Gonna be a free flash cuff for the Druid with a Shattering Throw for Talrion Bay, able to blast through a good portion of that Flesh Gift. And looks like the Flesh Craft is just done just like that, just got removed. Gehenna trying to get a lockdown with a stone onto Talrion. Does he go for the root strat? Talrion used to have a way out of those roots. Looks like the bleeds broke him out of the roots. As long as he's staying on Gehenna, he'll be okay. Wall up for the Feral Druid as he's preparing for some big damage out of Talrion. He's preparing, treating him like a real competitor. Blazestorm out for the Warrior is going to go for a bit of a rallying cry to give him extra bonus health. That Thorns is just destroying him right now, though. Talrion looking to back the hell out of there. I think the bleeds might have him. I don't think he has a way to heal outside of this, though. Somebody's healing him. It looks like the rallying cry falls off. The bleeds keep doing what they do, and the Warrior comes, and the Warrior goes down, boys. That is super unfortunate. Fury Warrior versus a Feral Druid. He has such a good go Gehenna with that wall just to lock out a lot of that damage, and then just the dots, the Thorns, no way to remove it. The Warrior just tried to do what he could. If only maybe it was Arms Warrior, then you could have like a second wind where you could leap away, take no damage. Second wind starts healing or something, but even then, I think the dots is what really killed him. Yeah, to try to see if he can go for a juke versus Talon Rise. The Paladin looking to set something up here. Belv onto Gehenna. There's going to be a Barskin. Trick us out of it as soon as he sees the cooldowns out of Talon Rise. Talon playing the Night Feint Paladin. Try to see if he can make the Blessing of Summer work and do the damage for him. Gehenna is gonna back the hell out of there though, getting out of the complete Talon, losing out on the big damage opportunity with the Night Feint Legend, the Night Feint Covenant ability, where he has a baseline 40% chance to do 30% more damage as Holy. Looks like getting locked down by the Pharaoh for a second, forced to use Blessing of Protection. And that's a free cycle by the Kitty. I was gonna say Talon Rise is at least, if not he's able to use his Holy damage proc for the Night Feint, at least he's able to go into other blessings. Like there's a whole blessing for self-healing, blessing for cooldown reduction, which could be good for bubble, blessing of protection, shield of vengeance, all things like that. So potentially that's what he could get. It's going to be the cooldown reduction blessing. It's going to get that shield of vengeance just slightly quicker. Blessing of protection also slightly quicker. Wings slightly quicker, so you have another go. And it helps out a ton. A shield of vengeance is back up. If the Pharaoh wants to get back in, it looks like bear form, flesh scaft, just to keep himself alive and floating. Talon Rise is going to get stunned up. Has a trigger for it. Hodge onto Gehenna. Does not have wings for a while, but Shield Advantage is available. Meister want to focus on his own health bar though. Big bleeds are coming out for Gehenna with a full root onto Dalaran. Just hoping that the dots do work by themselves. But as soon as Dalaran decides, you know what, I'm going to stay on him. I'm going to keep putting pressure. Gehenna decide, you know what, let's get in there. A couple more shreds, a quick bite, and force a bubble out of the Paladin. So far, the Pally is a little behind. The only advantage he has is he has wings coming up, and Gehenna is not going to have a trinket for it. It's definitely going to have a bar skin, but if Talonrise could potentially make some kind of big burst damage happen, because all his cooldowns together for that set of wings with a Hodge, it might stand a chance. The Thorns are going to make it very difficult for him to commit any kind of damage. Is going to get hit with a Bash, Shackles of Malediction, stun for that Shackles, full wings are up, trying to make the most go happen here with a Blessing of Winter. Doesn't really do the most amount of damage, but at least is going to hopefully slow Gehenna down a little bit, slow down the auto attack speed, which I don't think Pharaohs will rely on that for PvP, which is an interesting buff. Talonrise just trying to do what he can while wings are up. Word of Glory spam is really strong right now, and that's the only thing that's keeping him away from the brink of death. Stun to Gehenna, trinkets out of it. He has the Paladin in his sights. He wants to end a quick maim, and looks like Gehenna's just going for a Moonfire spam. I don't really know what Gehenna was trying to do. Was he just trying to go for a reset, maybe away from the platform, away from the that side of the arena? Maybe that's what he's trying to do, because now Chokes is right next to him, and Gehenna needs to get in there, kill that one Paladin, and now face the next one without even having the mobility to at least back the hell out of there in the first place. But potentially could maybe get a root. That's going to be a wings available for Chokes. Look at just to end the druid, take him out of the game completely. Does he get to? He does. Oh my goodness, Gehenna with the damage. That is so tough to deal with. Oh my god, and the BM by Chokes with Jesus going to be up next as a Necrolord Unholy Death Knight. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. Trying to get some dots out of Chokes. Unholy DK is being very burst heavy. Chokes did just use his own burst cooldown just now, so maybe Jesus might have something to work with here. Jesus, Joe, getting slammed down completely just with a couple of those Tempest verdicts. His health just dropped to, I don't even know, just 2% for it's like 5%, maybe 10. Would it be a fair number here? It dropped really low. Jesus just gripping everything in. Sounds out of Chokes will not be able to use a lot of his own self heals for a while. Has a Wake of Ashes to stun all these ghouls and abominations if he needs to. And looks like his abomination is gone. The ghouls are getting cleaved down. Jesus looks like he's alive in AOK for now. Chokes also alive in AOK, but for Jesus, it looks like he used quite a lot of his defenses with AMS as well as AMZ. Used a lot of his offensive cooldowns as well. Sacrificing the pet and resummoning a fresh one just so he can maybe maintain himself. But only IBF is the only thing that's really keeping him potentially in the game. Chokes could recover. He has bubble and blessing of protection still. Blessing of protection not really going to stop Jesus. But the bubble will. That's going to be Shackles of Malediction for the Unholy DK. Just trying to put pressure on the Chokes. No healing for the Paladin. IBF available, so Jesus at least not sending CC. That's going to be his own pet and power. They're gripping the Paladin in, while Paladin's kind of low in health. That's going to be Chokes trying not to give up Blessing of Protection or Bubble to the Death Knight just yet. Trying to get some damage in. Holy Power Generation is available. Has a Wake of Ashes to stun the pet, and Jesus backing up out of there completely. Looks like he just blew the AMS maybe a little early, seeing Chokes going for some damage. But maybe after that first encounter, just walked up, hit him with the Tempest verdict. That was it, dude. Or the final verdict. And the good portion of Jesus' health was just gone out of the game. Silence on the Paladin. He's not deterred. He's staying in. He's trying to stay in. Getting wings proc, but it looks like maybe real wings. Shrinking out of Chokes and taking down the Death Knight. Just putting, oh, another BM flag of ownership. That is actually so BM. Looks like Pascals is going to be up next over on Team 2. As Team 2 actually get a chance to play. Chokes did not burn a... looks like Chokes did burn a real set of wings though. I was going to say, did not burn a bubble, did not burn a buff for that one. But it looks like he did burn a real set of wings. So you just had to wait it out for a while. Slow into Pascal is going to be in cap by the Monk, playing out that BDB burst. Chokes might have to bubble or bob this. Big damage is choosing to bubble out of it. He knows that BDB burst is huge, and Pascal's has plenty of damn with the Zoen images and everything. So Chokes did have to burn a big immunity. We'll see if he has an answer for the next go, because Pascal's with just a set of images with Stormwrath and Fire, and BDB by himself without his Zoen, maybe with a trinket on use. He could do a lot of damage just by himself. He got that legendary that keeps his Tiger Palm moving next to his enemy, so he can always stay on top of chokes, not given an opportunity to get a kill or any kind of resets, always able to get an interrupt if he needs to. Mr. Fear flying chokes with a Shield of Vengeance. Does he have anything to follow up here? There's a wall available for Pascals and chokes as soon as he sees the monk bail out of there. Gonna go for self-healing. Pascal's looking for a health recovery as well. But he has the energy to compete versus the mana. Energy continuously just keeps refilling itself, while the mana takes a little bit longer over time. Shackles a malediction, but looks like that hand to caress chokes disappears at the last second as the paladin just max range it. Pascals does have a port. He could potentially use a port in 20 seconds to catch up to chokes in the future. But Choke just trying to wait out the cooldowns. 50 seconds left on the Shield of Vengeance. Needs that trinket for the next go of Pascals. And Bubble Bop, I guess he could use a Blessing of Protection as well. But I think he's trying to kind of use his other defensives, trying to save the big immunities as we are heading into that high dampening, boys. So we got the mobility versus mobility, the most mobile dismounted class versus most mobile mounted class. Trinket for chokes with a stun onto Pascals immediately. That's not going to be human racial at him just yet to get out of the sun. Karma used for Pascals really early. Seeing quite a bit of burns from chokes. Going to be slow around the corner. And chokes, does he have any more mobility? Able to catch up near Pascals for a second. Disarmed, but doesn't really need a weapon. He has literally the holy might in his hands. He literally doesn't need a weapon. He got hammers for days. Big hammer proc from around the corner line of sight. And chokes actually just collapsed down the monk with hammers from line of sight. He just stands one tall. He gets the procs on the rest of them hammers. The whole tool shed goes flying after that monk. Jesus Christ. Well, we know who Jesus Christ. I think Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus Christ definitely, because I think Jesus Christ is on Chokes' side. This man is a holy warrior. Hodge onto Unlucky then, trying to get some damage into the rogue for freebie. Unlucky is trying to walk out of it, maybe waiting out for the Shield of Vengeance. Choke still has Blessing of Protection, so the next stun could be really bad. Unlucky going in for Shadow Meld with a Cloak of Shadows, does get himself a clean reset. Waited out of the Shield of Vengeance for as long as he could. And Chokes could be in a bad spot. Blessing of Protection immediately as soon as he sees Rogue go for some damage. And that's going to be the Rogue with the Vanish. As soon as he sees Blessing of Protection, he's out of there. Chokes better have himself full health. Unlucky could go for the full reset, and Chokes might be able to play proactively here. That is a Rogue. He could go to sap him on the eyes. Chokes is trying to kind of predict where the Rogue might be, picking up the eyes, and Unlucky. He better be lucky here. If he gets any unluckier, then Chokes is going to be able to find him, lock him out of that opener. 100% crit legendary gone. And looks like Chokes might just have to go for another set of eyes. He's not seen the Rogue anywhere, but Unlucky now is able to camp out that other eye, just kind of charging at Chokes, hits him with a sap. The Paladin has Blessing of Bubble very, very soon, Trinket very, very soon as well. Got a pretty aggressive stun onto Unlucky. Big hammer procs, stun by the Rogue, has a Bubble coming up very, very soon. Trinket available very, very soon. Does he burn either one of those two? Bubble is burned as soon as he sees Unlucky. Goes, oh my, what just... Oh my god, Unlucky is in the name. Oh my god. And Poet. Oh my goodness, Poet. Oh my god, you went bold. Oh, I like your tattoos. And the tabard too. It looks good. Gonna be Piccolo of the Flaming Eye, or stun available for Chokes. Does not have any more immunities, so I think this was... Demon Hunter might just be able to end him. Flames, oh my god, the Fel rushes back to back just to catch up to the Paladin, taking him out of the game immediately. And Cracker using that hand of hindrance from the Paladin just to get some range away from Poet, waiting out for his cooldowns. He doesn't need to be fighting the guy immediately. He doesn't need to be rushing at him. Gonna be that Reflect as Poet just gonna go for a Rain of Fire from above. Cracker's gonna take a bit of that damage. Got himself a Flesh Cap down below. Stun onto Poet with a full Warbreaker. Does not have the Banner Burst or anything. Just quick execute and taking him out. Yo, Team Cracker gotta go again, dude. We gotta get it back in there. Yo, this Chokes guy, my man. Gehenna with 1.2 million damage. Yo, Feral Druids as a Necrolord is just a cheat code and a half, dude. Actually a cheat code. Oh my god. Alrighty, boys, let's get another going. Yeah, we gotta get Cracker another duel, dude. We have to get Cracker another one. Yeah, you and Sentry want to duel each other? I know that Anta has a group for Jesus. We can get Cracker versus Sentry. Cracker, let me know when you're ready, and we'll get you in versus Sentry. And now we get you guys rotating, playing different people. Or at least slight variety in here and there, you know what I mean? Balance is balanced. Paladins are balanced. Yo, Paladins are busted, but they're so good sometimes, dude. Just the damage. It's the procs. I think the paladins are really good because of the procs, like the hammer proc, right? Sometimes you get a bunch of hammers and you win. Sometimes you don't get a bunch of hammers and you don't win. But it's just, their damage is just so all or nothing. Wings full burst, damn, everything comes down on you. Or like, nope, it looks like you didn't get procs. But like outside of wings, it's not even really that scary either. Necro druids are balanced in the opposite day. Yo, necro druids are so tanky for one. And second, that bleed is so good. I just wish it was like that for PvE. Like, I wish you could do that to bosses without playing like a very convoluted, complex, crazy, really hard to execute, really unintuitive playset. Because there is a build you can technically run as a pure single target Necrolord Feral, but you have to play a bunch of talents that just don't really work together. Which causes balance for duels kick W. Yeah, I guess none of the classes are really balanced for 1v1s at all. Let's get Sentry in here versus Kragar. And we'll get Anto versus Jesus. And we'll keep the duels rolling. Boys, Broton, I don't know if you have a group or not, my guy, but let me know if you do get one. Let me crack a cold one here. Boys, hope y'all are having a good one. Yo, if you're watching the duels and you enjoy the regular content here, if you haven't done subscribe and hit the bell, what are you doing? Do that. Hit the like button. Appreciate you. Do that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed watching the Paladin save the day for his team. Just do that, dude. If you enjoyed the Paladin saving his team, bringing it back, fighting for the boys. Hit it. Alright, let's get another one. Switch. Where's Kreisbed? I miss that handsome warlock. He's here. He actually was there for the first Mama Scope. Kreisbed is here. Necrolord Druid, Sakeless Mobility, Instant Heals, Bleed Damage, Burst Damage, and Mobility. Yeah, they were pretty strong. Yeah. Not Geralt Druids for Pharaohs are balanced? You think so? Not for PvE. I feel like they could use buffs for PvE. Alrighty, we got Advo on Team 1 together with Team Kragar on that team. We got ourselves a NMSP. NM, we'll call you NM, with Talon Rice, and Talion is still trying out that Fury Warrior versus Archeorc, and you can see Archeorc's talents, his defensives. He's actually going for an immunity PvP talent, where he's immune to physical damage, seeing how a lot of the Team 1 are melee and do quite a lot of physical damage, even Advo. A lot of it spells bite and slash and strike with physical attacks. Talion just tried to kite Archeorc for a while. As the Earth Elemental is up and running, already used the Ghost Rolls, Talion is gonna definitely have himself a hell of a game cut out for him. Having to fight against an Enhancer Shaman, the amount of healing these guys have is quite incredible. Gonna be Ghost Roll for Archie as he walked away from a Blaze Storm, but gets right back next to Talion as soon as he gets out of the Blaze Storm. Quick shackle by Archie with a fear for Talion, and Talion popping up the big wreck. Damage swap it to wrong person, I'm so sorry. But Talion actually turning the attention and trying to see if he can kill the Earth Elemental, as we see an immunity coming out for Archie. Archie popping off that immunity, and Talion literally switching attention to the Earth Elemental, trying to see if he can one-shot it. Looks like the Earth Elemental collapses. No more extra healing or extra health for Archie. No more extra, I guess, auto attack damage, because Earth Elemental doesn't really do that hard of damage. Only whenever he's combined together with that one legendary with Earthquake. Sundering onto Talion, missing the capacitor totem. Archie might be a little bit behind here. It's going to be a disarm. Trick us out of that disarm, and going to be a big lead for Talion. As he's getting away from Archie, I guess he saw the Wind Fury totem. He decided to get the hell out of dodge. Archie just trying to maximize the damage while the Doomwind's legendary is still on him. Talion trying to see if he might be able to tank up this damage a bit. It's going to get himself that ignore pain rolling. So at least he's able to go for some Fury Warrior healing while setting a good portion of the damage comes out for Archie into his shield. Big Ascendance is up. Talion might have to pop a defensive. There goes in Rage Regeneration. And Archie got himself lots of damage, but also lots of Maelstrom building. Ghosts was available very soon. He might just be able to use those. Potentially Chain Harvest for Talion. Is he saving one? Looks like Talion hits him with a slow, just trying to see if he can keep the Shaman controlled as best he can. Whether with slows, whether with fears, whether with, but looks like maybe not stuns. I don't think Talion is running a Stormbolt. So I wonder what he's running instead. Maybe a Impending Victory, which is getting a significant buff in 915, gonna make him even tankier. Stun totem down. Archie is not gonna be able to capitalize on stun onto Talion, however, does not have the Sun Rune to combo with it. And Talion get himself at least a quick charge. Archie does have the wall back up and available. Talion looking for that knockdown for Archie. Looks like Talion just kind of stopped. Did Talion have like a DC lag or something? Or was it like, was he maybe waiting for Archie to pop a defensive? Disarm onto the Shaman. The Shaman is going to have to wait out until his weapon's back in, trying to make the Doomwind's burst happen. There's going to be big Chain Harvest. Talion barely feels it. He's still enraged. just pumping, full of rage, full of rampage and rage and blows. This man got plenty of healing over time rolling. Every time you bloodthirst, he thirsts literally on the blood of Arhi, healing for full. And potentially Arhi could be in a bad spot. Big heal available though, plenty of mana, plenty of Maelstrom for now. Is going to be using that immunity, while Dalaran is going to have to wait out while Wreck, he has Wreck rolling, so I guess maybe Arhi is just going to combine that immunity every time for when Dalaran has a Wreck. And Arhi, while in Ghostwolf, actually just getting some freebie healing, just healing over time. So maybe that immunity ability, immunity defensive, might actually be the prime defensive to use here. Might be the perfect counter for Dalaran. Hit him with that Sunder and a stun. Does Arhi have the damage to follow up? Is going to get himself a self-heal totem. But outside of that, I think Arhi is kind of down in cooldowns for a bit. No Ghostwolves for a while. Maybe we'll have Doom ones proccing. And it's a perfect opportunity for Dalaran to maybe establish some kind of a some kind of a damage profile onto Arhi. Get his health a little bit lower. Get him in that danger zone. And looks like Arhi is going to get knocked down for a second. Dalaran hits him with the fear. I think he's just keeping him in the Night Fae. He's just trying to keep him in the Night Fae ability for as long as he could. Let the fears in there for a while. Maybe until he can get some cooldowns or some resources built up. Ghostwolves are up. Arhi is going to have a lot of Maelstrom. Trinkets out of that disarm. Big leap for Dalaran using that soul shape to get the hell out of dodge. And Arhi looking to catch up to him. Sunder to Dalaran. Does he have a stun turn to follow? He does not. Dalaran backs up out of there. Charges back into Arhi. And the Enhancement Shaman still has a lot of defenses available. Still has a lot of defenses left. Big shackle onto Dalaran. He's going to go for a Blaze Storm, try to survive it. And Arhi just not willing to back down at all. We actually got ourselves the two of the most healing heavy melee classes in the game, the Enhancement Shaman and the Fury Warrior. Going to be a big immunity for Arhi, while Dalaran does have Wreck rolling. So Wreck, every time Dalaran activates Wreck, Arhi is basically just going to pop a defensive immediately. So I wonder if Dalaran might just want to pop Wreck when Arhi has his offensive cooldowns, right? Whenever he got Ascendance, whenever he got Ghost Wolves, because then Arhi is probably not going to press immunity unless he's super low in health, and that will allow Dalaran to at least get him low enough. I also wonder, can you shatter that immunity that Enhancement Shamans get? Can you go for Shattering Throw on that? Because it is an immunity. I wonder if it will remove it. Disarm onto Arhi as just trying to get some damage rolling, sitting in the Ghostful form just to get whatever self-healing he can while chilling. Ascendance is up into a big knockdown, but Dalaran has himself Wreck available. That's going to be regen rolling. That's going to be lots of defensive pressure for Dalaran, while Arhi is trying to go for as much offensive pressure versus the Warrior. And the Warrior goes for a big leap. Eats a Wind Strike. Quick charge towards Arhi. Is going to be able to get himself a bit of a heal. And Arhi got himself lots of potential damage ready here. Potentially maybe a Doomman's Totem coming out. Maybe with Ghost Wolves. He could have a bunch of stuff to combo together. Dalaran has Wreck up very, very soon. Arhi has not used immunity at all. So I think Dalaran needs to find a way to maybe get Arhi to use his immunity by pressuring him out of cooldowns. And Arhi is getting kind of sort of lowish on health. That's going to be Dalaran stopping in place for a second. I'm not really sure what Dalaran, why he keeps stopping. Maybe he's stopping something to his group. Or maybe something this season. Maybe there's something's going on. He's going to knock down that stun totem out of the way. Arhi got himself Ghostwolves rolling and everything. Dalaran might have to play this defensively. Looks like Dalaran actually got plenty of damage back to Arhi instead. Looks like he somehow found just the second wind as a Warrior to keep going. That is a Ghost Wolf for Arhi. Is going to get a lot of healing while just sitting inside of that Ghost Wolf. Because Arhi is not even playing, I don't believe he's playing the Earth Elemental Shield. Or the Earth Shield. So he's playing the Ghost Wolf self-heal with the PvP talent as well. So you got a lot of just natural self-healing rolling. Dalaran still continuing to push Disarm onto Arhi. Gonna be a Trinket out of the Shaman. And Dalaran bailing out of there immediately. Reflect is up in case. I can't really reflect that AoE Disorient ability though. Arhi is going to be able to catch up on a little bit of mana, a little bit of health. And that's going to be plenty of Maelstrom rolling too. No Ghosts for a while, no Ascendance for a while. Maybe Dalaran can somehow find some pressure and push him. We are hitting that 7-minute mark, 50% dampening. Man, these two are really tanky. Actually, the two tankiest classes in the game. And Dalaran just gotta Shackles and addiction. Does he have an answer for it? Is going to be able to reflect first portion of the shackles, but just to continue to put pressure into Archie. Might be able to just think, you know what? Maybe I can just push pressure into an Execution. Does Archie go for big immunity? Charged by Telerion. Sunder breaks out of it pretty quickly. Archie does go for a big kill with Chain Harvest, but he's out of mana. Wait, Telerion could be in a really good situation. Does he have the leaps to catch up to Archie? I think Archie's trying to see if he can force leaps out of him. It's going to hit over the slow on Archie, and that goes for plenty of self-healing without even having to burn mana, and there was Maelstrom, mana burn. Telerion tried to go for a bit of a self-heal. As long as Telerion can keep Archie at low mana and pressured, maybe if he's running the PvP talent of Slaughter, where every time he rampages, he puts a healing reduction onto Archie, he might be in an okay spot. It's just randomly, Telerion just gets random pockets of damage versus Archie. And you just basically got a pressure to force an immunity out of Archie without having to use Wreck whatsoever. If he's able to somehow stay on the Shaman, trying to keep hitting him, the Shaman is almost out of range just from Ghost Wolf alone. With any kind of souls on Telerion, could be really bad. Sunder onto Telerion, Blaze Storm by Telerion immediately. Archie getting kind of lowish on health, trying to burn some mana, staying on Ghost Wolf as much as possible. Is that a slow onto Archie or Telerion? Yeah, something about Telerion, he just sometimes randomly stops. I'm not really sure why. I feel like if it didn't just randomly stop sometimes, he would be a-okay. But maybe he's just typing to the boys in the chat or something. Gonna be a stun totem, dodged by Telerion, charging back to Archie. 8 minutes in, 24% dampening, disarm onto Archie. He does trick it out of it. Full Ascendance is available. Telerion with big defenses, and Archie is just gonna commit most damage here. Reflect is off of Telerion. I don't really know what you can reflect from Archie. Maybe a potential light bolt or a frost shock, flame shock. Big damage still hitting Telerion. Archie got a lot of Maelstrom from that setup. There was a lot of opportunity for him to be able to maintain himself with plenty. As long as he has plenty of mana, he should be fine. Telerion continued to fight through the onslaught of the Shaman. The elemental blast. The damage gonna be Archie actually popping off that immunity as soon as he sees Wreck on the Telerion. I think what Telerion was hoping is to maybe catch Archie, and Archie not shifting in Ghost Wolf, so at least Archie did not get a free healing while in Ghost Wolf. At least Archie did not get free healing just now. He's immune, but it's not free healing. Again, I wonder if Sundering or Shattering Throw might be able to shatter through that defense. I don't really know. I know it works through pure immunity like... I know it works through pure immunity like Bubble as well as Block, but I wonder if it would work through the... I think it's Astral Shift or... I'm not even sure what the name of it is. It's been a while since I've seen it. Fear onto Archie. Telerion charging in. Making sure he has plenty of rage to work with. Even going for a Blood Orphan just to give himself more rage. But the slows from Archie aren't going to pin him to constantly, permanently be put at a walking pace around the pillar where Archie can just bust into a Ghost Wolf form and get out of there scot-free. So Telerion, as we get into the 33% dampening, maybe, just maybe, he might be able to make something happen here, dude. Maybe he might be able to make something happen. It's plenty of dampening. Might be able to do enough damage in order to press Archie. Shackles and Addiction getting set up on Telerion. Does Archie have any damage of his own? Sunder onto Telerion. Going to be disarmed by the Warrior. Is going to be able to catch up on a little bit of healing. Waiting out until Archie has big cooldowns before he activates. So wait, actually it looks like he actually just activates Wreck or Enrage Regen. Maybe a little bit early. I guess he felt pressure even without the cooldowns for Archie. Ghosts are up. There's going to be plenty of Maelstrom as well as a bit of damage to Telerion. Going to be full cooldowns out of the Warrior into Archie. Popping Ghosts as well as that immunity. Telerion at least has the Wolves as well as the Elemental Totem to at least do damage to him. May build some resources for him. Archie sitting on that Ghost Wolf, getting whatever recovery he can at this dampening, and maybe, just maybe, Telerion could continue the pressure afterwards. Archie might have the Doomman's Lego. Is going to have Ascendance very, very soon. It's going to be getting some kind of procs in here for sure. And Telerion, you're going to hit with a Storm Bolt, maybe a Stun Raptor. Does not, I mean, not Storm Bolt, but Sundering, Stun. Before Capacitive Totem does not follow through. If only Telerion had a Storm Bolt, actually, versus Archie, I wonder if that would be pretty good for him. A couple of times the Telerion go for a... What's it? A knockdown with the Ancient Aftershock, and they just kind of stood still. Is that something that roots him in place? Like in-game? Because unless he just kind of stands still, maybe his keyboard just stops moving, which would be very, very unfortunate if that's the case. Archie trying to get some damage versus Telerion. Disarm trinkets out of it. Telerion trying to bail out of there with a soul shape. Door of Shadows as Archie tried to catch up. Archie maybe wants to end this duel as well. So far it's been really the battle of attrition as two have been holding on strong this whole time. Ascendance is out for the Shaman, looking to end it. Telerion does have Enrage Regen, is going to be able to use Enrage Regen to at least get some kind of self-heal as well as a damage reduction versus Archie. Archie has a lot of Maelstrom building up, lots of health to work with, mana on to come up. as well as immunity as well if he ever needs it. Dalaran backing up out of there completely. Whatever healing he can get or healing over time is, I think we're just trying to get whatever heals he got, maybe with double raging blows away from Arhi. Quick chain hovers by the shaman, has himself immunity to Dalaran. Maybe can Dalaran actually use I think he can bloodthirst for heals. He went through immunity, but can he shatter this? Has he tried shattering? Somebody on team 1 better tell him, hey, have you tried using shatter and throw on that immunity just to see what happens? You might as well. Maybe it breaks it. Maybe it busts him out of there. Wouldn't that be amazing? Ghost is up for Arhi. Knocked down by Dalaran. Looking to get some damage in. Sunder onto by Arhi. Dalaran getting a quick charge versus Arhi. But looks like it's not enough. Arhi with plenty of mobility. Quick fear by the warrior. Does he have enough here? He's been fighting for so long. 50% dampening. 30 minutes into this duel. Stun coming out by the shaman. Dalaran waddling away from it. But Arhi is using that just to pop in a Ghost Wolf and get behind the pillar. Disarm for Arhi. Gonna go into Ghost Wolf as soon as he can. Dalaran actually might have some pressure on him. Maybe in the execute range. Does he finally get him? It could be anyone's duel. Looks like Arhi ends up taking Dalaran out. Oh my goodness. It was such a long, almost 14 minutes worth of a duel. Almost just 14 minutes of a duel. Of a back and forth between a handsome shaman and a fury warrior. That lasted for quite a while, dude. With MN and M gonna be up next. Look at somebody on team. Did you just hand freedom that guy? He literally just handed freedom him. I'm not really sure why. Maybe he did it on purpose. Maybe he did it by accident. Weird. But he did give him hand of freedom. Pretty weird. I'm not really sure. Oh my god. That was such a long duel though between the two, dude. Such a long duel. MN trying to go for the grippy hand. It looks like we actually had somebody disconnect over on team 1. Maybe AFK out. Looks like it might have been Advo. But it's okay. Maybe Arhi will just be able to capitalize on those big birds. Going to be a stun by the shaman into a silence. But Arhi is not able to heal himself. But it looks like MN can't really go anywhere for the time being. It looks like Arhi just claps him out with a storm strike. Just taking him out. Immunity versus Cracker. Has a Ghost Wolf ready. So using Ghost Wolf, at least he's getting some healing. A Cracker thought that might be able to just charge at Arhi. Just end up taking him out. But was denied with that immunity. Cracker goes behind the pillar with a bit of a flesh scaff, at least to recover a bit of health. Arhi trying to heal himself as much as he can, even though it's 61% dampening. This man is still able to heal himself for quite a lot. Look at that healing. Just a couple of casts and he's okay at 62% dampener. Does he run a healer conduit? Like, he's got to be running some kind of healer conduit. Like, when you drop down the healing totem, your next few heals are going to be big. He has to be. Going to be a lot of damage out of the warrior. Arhi already in the Stormbolt sitting at half inch health. Looks like the damage is continuing to pile on. And maybe Arhi might be in a bad spot. That's going to be a big execute by Kragar. He lived for so long. But until Kragar walked in, it was over. Chirp is going to be up next. Trying to go for the big Star Surges. Big Convoke versus Kragar. Picking up that big boop. Big booping star to burst damage into Kragar while Incarn is still up. It is actually going to buff up the damage of the star burst. The star that picks up and runs into people. If you have Incarn, you have both of the affinities active, and each affinity is going to buff the damage of the stars. So it's actually a pretty big hitter. It's actually a really big hitter. Sharp just trying to see if he can charge over at Kragar. How are you charging in? Boom can roll that armor. Shackles malediction onto the warrior. Does he reflect? No, he does not. It looks at Sharp taking him out with some regrowths to follow. Talon Rice looking to end the Boomy out of here. Quick roar into a knockback as the paladin goes for a trinket, and looks like Sharp does not have much mobility. Hodge, I think Talon Rice, if he pops oil cooldowns, I think it's over. But Sharp is trying to maybe live this. Yeah, once you have full CDs, even if you don't have the blessings or anything, that was over. G-Funk gonna be up next, getting big damage onto Talon Rice as a Necrolord Hunter, looking like a Necromancer himself. Talon Rice popping off that bubble, looking for maybe a bit of a reset. That's gonna be many bandages for G-Funk. Flash of lights for Talon Rice behind the pillar, but I don't really know what he could really do with it at this point. We are so far into dampening, 72%. Like, what can you really do, boys? What can you really do? With some grenades thrown around the corner by G-Funk, looks at Talon Rice, just leaves. He decided, you know what? There's no way. I'm not winning this one. Yo, Darhi, that was a ton of survivability. You'd live for so long, dude. And he has the shamans are just live lords, and he still was able to get one more kill afterwards against a Death Knight. Like, that is just insane amount of healing. Crazy. All right, let's get another weapon running here, boys. Yo, Ant of Jesus, let me know if you guys are ready. We'll also get Sentry and Kraga playing different people afterwards. Pelor, you got a group? Yo, Crippers got a group. Yo, we can throw Crippers versus Sentry or something. We can do something like that. Hell yeah, dude. Ready? All right, let's get you guys in here. Let's get your boys in here, not wasting any time. And Anto XD. Get you guys in here. There you are. There you are. That was a duel 90, dude. Almost hitting that 100. Crazy, boys. Crazy. As soon as that one's saved, we'll get the next duel rolling. The only thing that's to be nerfed is Moonwalker Monk, because he is one-shots through walls when he's geared, not much. If it's up to 50%, not a fan of nerfs at all. Overall, but Monk's burst a little too overtuned. Yeah, I guess like the damage is so high. Normally people don't like getting nerfed in damage, but maybe it's like, I think it's the first time people actually ask for nerfs. Normally people hate when classes get nerfed. They're like, why don't you buff the classes that are bad instead of nerfing the ones that are good? They're Miss Duel Damn, yeah, it's a long one. What's up, Sep? Twitch. You gotta try classless WoW? Yo, me and Kren actually messed around on that before. It was a while ago, dude. Let's do that thing. What's up, Celtic? How you doing, my guy? I hope you're having a good one. Holy shit, dude. Frost shock him. I know, right? Just hit him with the frost shock. Just easy. Just do it like TBC. Frost shock him to death. Just watch out of the frost shock. That'll do it. I think it needs better survivability. I agree, too. Soul Link is a taking choice. Yeah, I wonder if they could add the Soul Link. That would probably be enough. Like a small change, I think, would be enough. Team 1, we got ourselves Gehenna, the Feral Druid, with Jesus charging in first as in a Holy DK. We got Pascals, we got ourselves Unlucky, as well as a Poet, the Demon Hunter, versus Team 1 with Answer. We got Kreisberg in the first up. We got Iliari on here. There's the Kajix as well as Taxi. Is that the name? Ilari. I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna come up with some kind of a nickname. I'm gonna give you some kind of a name. And just chill, dude. That's all I'm gonna do. Stun onto Kreisbad as he's trying to get the hell out of dodge. Playing that on Affliction Warlock versus Jesus. Jesus popping off AMS just to make sure there's no dots on him. Does he just have a pet? He does run with a succubus. So I wonder if he sacrifices the pet later or if he just runs succubus for like CC. Trying to get some dots on the pet. Jesus coming out. Gonna be Kreisbad getting in for the silence as he's got himself the staff to reap the souls that Jesus is summoning here. The ghouls are on him. UA is up with a full rest of the dots. Shackles him addiction onto Kreisbad. Could be really bad though. Does he have a mortal coil? He does. So run. At least he's getting some kind of damage on Jesus with a son to follow. IBF is up. Trying to burst him with the motherfucker capture. Kreisbad with a big drain life. Just kind of reverses the health bars to him and Jesus. Jesus sacrifices his pet. Immediately trying to go for as many death strikes as he can. My music just stopped out of nowhere. Jesus with a Lynchborn. Interrupt onto Kreisbad and Shadow. Kreisbad caught up in full health right now. Still continue to malefic rapture spam with Jesus. Flash cut is up for the Death Knight, but a quick pet swap with an interrupt for Kreisbad is going to keep him in play. Jesus does recover a little bit of health, does have a slight Fleshcraft shield, but Kreisbad was able to turn around the bad situation of just no health to at least a better situation. Such a close call, such a close duel already. I'm surprised. Kreis came back from hell. He literally came back from the dead. He literally just forestalled death. AMS by Jesus. Kreisbad taking that big port. It looks like the pets are going to be fighting each other. Jesus' pet actually dies, or he dismisses and summons a new one? Weird. I wonder if Kreisbad will try to swap out to another pet, Succubus. Maybe get a Succubus back up on the table. But it might not be a good idea. I think he's just waiting now for Jesus. AMS stunned by the Death Knight. Has a full A-bomb walking to Kreisbad with a silence trinket for Kreisbad so he can get a port. Just trying to stay mobile away from Jesus. The further you can stay with him, the better. Stunned by the pet. Shadow Fury around the corner. Is going to get some dots out of Jesus. Jesus trick inside of it. Trying to get interrupted. Kreisbad does get the Shadow interrupt. Quick grip onto Kreisbad with the army that are joining. Kreisbad has a wall as the only big defensive, I think. Drain life is up with a wall. And looks like he drained the life, whatever is left of Jesus being a Death Knight. And he actually back up to full health. Oh my god. Ganna is going to be up next, so maybe not a bad idea for him to keep that Fell Hunter pet. Full dots are up into Kreisbad. Ganna getting back in there, trying to get even more finishes. Big bite. Kreisbad trying to go for Warlock Hellson just to give himself whatever survivability he can. Finally landing an interrupt of sorts. Any kind of CC onto Ganna. Finally able to get himself out of that bad position. Maybe with a big drain left to follow. Dark Layers up. Does he have a Mortal Coil to follow? Stunned by Ganna. Does Kreisbad survive this one though? Mortal Coil keeps him alive. Needs to go for the drain. Needs to go for the big drain. Definitely needs to go for a drain. Trying to go Malefic Capture Spam versus Ganna. Big bites. Has a port away with Soul Shape. Drain life is up. No interrupt. Actually, it's going to be quick roar by Ganna. And it's going to be still more drain life for Kreisbad. At least getting some kind of healing out of it. At least he's getting some sort of survivability out of it. Flash cut is up. Get interrupted. He get interrupted. He can at least prevent the flash cut from being way too big versus Ganna. And Kreisbad just waiting on until next Next Mortal Coil is up. Skull Bash juked, and actually going to be a fear on Tigana. Full dots are up on Kreisbed. Trinkets out of that fear though. Kreisbed is going to go for a stun. Is that going to be enough though? Genna just lines aside it. Drain life off that pet. He's just going to drain life Kevin Slime. Kevin Slime does not live long at all though. And Kreisbed just needs a little bit more damn. Genna still has a shield. Trying to drain life through Fleshcraft as best he can. Mortal Coil. At least he got himself a bit overbreathed with the fear. Oh my god. Kreisbed in such a tight spot right now. It is so rough for him. Soul Rod is up and he's got some dots on Genna. Trying to go for a fear. Skull Bash. Gonna missed. Quick Train. No way to interrupt it. Malefic Rapture spam by Kreisbed. Wall is up for Genna as he's actually taking quite a bit of damage. Looks like Shackles Malediction is going to be the play. Kreisbed is going to port just to break the Shackles. And Genna looking for a bit of a reset. He still has dots on him. Kreisbed does not really have a way to heal right now. Genna catching a full, no, not a full reset. At least not able to get a full stun to Kreisbed. Trinket out of Kreisbed. Trying to go for a drain. Looks like that Skull Bash interrupt stopped him though. I think Kreisbed expected the rake stun opener. I don't think he thought there was going to be a bash. And I think he just was out of options. All he could do is drain. I think juking the druid at that point wouldn't be worth. He just had to hope for the best. Illyria is going to be up next as a sub rogue. Genna chasing after him with full cooldowns available. Thorns is up. It's going to be shadow step by the rogue, keeping the spikes on Genna. Maim onto Illyria with a kidney shot reversal onto the druid. Does he have the go? Mark for the Viscera is trying to make the damage happen blind onto Genna with a flesh scout up for Illyria. Could at least go for a sap. Does Genna have any hots? Because the swarm is on him, it's going to heal him a little, but if he has any hots, he's getting some healing. Actually, yeah, that's quite a bit of healing actually when you think about it. Because by the time the saps are done, it's actually going to be quite a bit. Cheap shot. Was that the yard? No, it wasn't. It was actually a full cheap shot with emergency healing up for Genna right now. Cheap shots are coming back to back for Illyria. Does he have any more defenses to follow? Quick roar by the druid. If he has a bash for this rogue, the rogue could be in trouble. Evasion might need to come out. Quick maim and Illyria might be in really big trouble. Full bleeds to get it set up by Genna. If he goes for the full swarm and everything, vanish for the rogue right now. At least he's going to get himself a bit of a shield, and Genna has himself flash gift. Illyria could have maybe went to aggressively and interrupted it, because if he doesn't, that's just a full flash gift. Illyria does have evasion and Cloak of Shadows, so maybe might be able to leverage those. Cheap shot into Genna, trying to make some damage to buzz through the fleshcraft. I don't know if it'll be enough though. Looks like plenty of mobility is needed for this rogue to kite out the kitty, maybe catch a reset. But that puddle of Necrolord, whatever that was, puddle of Necrolord, Mountain Dew. He spilled some Mountain Dew on the ground. I don't really know, but it just slows him down. I guess it's like kind of like a puddle of Mountain Dew after it's been standing there for a while. It's kind of sticky. A sticky mess. Maim onto Illyria with a bash to follow. Full dots are rolling even if you had a defensive use. That's it. Your dots are out. Landed that kidney shot to Genna. It looks like Kadrix is going to go off of that kidney shot just to kind of have a follow-up, as it is a Necrolord Druid versus a Necrolord Rogue. Shackles onto the kitty, trying to walk the dog for a bit. Going to be Genna bailing out behind the pillar, catching up a little bit of self-healing. Trying to see if he can fight through the flesh scout. Is going to be in bear form for a bit of extra self-heals. Genna is Guardian Affinity, right? Because they do use Roar. This Roar into Roar. They are a Guardian, right? Mountain Dew, huh? Kick W. I think it's close enough, dude. Come on. Look at that, dude. Stick him Mountain Dew. Oh my god. Cage trying to see if he can phantomize, but Genna got a reset. So it looks like Genna is actually kind of okay with a reset. Doing fine for now. Imagine if I wasn't fourth every time. Yo, for real. For real. I feel like you'll be able to have yourself a full game then, and that's the case. Kajix in reset does go for a Garrod versus Genna. Does Genna have a fleshcraft? No. So Kajix have himself a limited opportunity until the fleshcraft is back up to make something happen. Stun onto Genna with a Vendetta. Evasion and Cloak of Shadows are both used. Walls up for Genna with Barkskin just trying to take up all this damage. Kajix still has a Vendetta onto Genna. Could just still maintain some kind of pressure. Trying to get some Envenoms in there. Trying to stay aggressive with the spikes. Another Envenom. Genna doesn't have a self-heal. The Enraged Regeneration healing is coming out. You're getting blinded on a Cyclone. Blinded on a Clone. Into a stun. He knew that if he were to interrupt, that would be a full flesh scout. So you better just blind him immediately. Well played by the rogue. I gotta give him credit on that one. That blind was pro. Saboteur Poet as he went in charging in full burst, full toys flying in all directions. Oh my god. KJX with that first aid behind the pillar. As Poet was slowed? What slowed him? Not even sure. Did he step into Mountain Dew as well? Get the shot, and that's going to be KJX getting some damage in there, but looking for the dot gameplay. Taking a page out of Pharaoh's book, letting the Kevin Slime just spit it poet. Letting the spikes do work, letting ruptures and corrodes do work. Gonna be a poet catching up through the rogue though, leaping out of that smoke bomb. Stun onto KJX with a big hunt ready to go. Stun onto KJX. Does he have the charge right after? Evasion up or vanish up for KJX. He does have some kind of a down on him, I think. Or is it Z buff? I think it's just Z buff. The hunt debuff that allows poet to kind of keep hitting the target you hit with the hunt. I keep getting healed off of. KJX is able to get a fleshcraft up around the corner. Poet kind of sitting out in the open. No more blur available. Does he have a trinket? He does have a trinket, if anything. Going to be a quick stun onto KJX with a big old eye interfollow, just trying to crack the little fleshcraft shield. Finally able to trinkets out of that one though. Potentially might be dropping down darkness here. Might need a darkness for this rogue. That's going to be a lot of pressure. The poet is in a bad spot. The dots already set in. Hoping the darkness keeps the dots at bay, but does go down. KJX just melted the guy over time. Who is up next? It's either going to be Pascal's, it's either going to be Unlucky then. It looks like the rogue is going to be first or next up versus KJX. Rogue versus rogue, sub versus assassin. I think sub rogue wins these duels every single time. I think equally skilled rogues, sub always wins. That's going to be AoE for KJX just to get him out. Flashlight used really early. KJX being an orc does not sit cheap shots long at all though, so he's able to get a kidney shot onto Unlucky, then at least get some dots in there. And at least KJX might be able to get himself a reset. Smoke bomb up for Unlucky. Looking for a reset of his own. And should be able to. Because it didn't look like KJX committed too many dots on him. Didn't get a full rupture or anything. Swapping out to Deadly Poison. I like that move. Deadly Poison could be really good. Deadly Poison could actually be excellent poison for this. As Unlucky just waiting out in the open. Might want to pick up the eye, potentially. He is a Night Elf, so you could do Shadowlands later. So you could burn advantage just to get an opener onto KJX. But maybe just waiting out. Actually, I think waiting just helps KJX. He's going to get Trinket back up. He's going to get Cloak of Shadows, Evasion back up. No, the Cloak is going to help much against Unlucky, unless he goes for Shadow Blades, maybe, at most. Smoke Bomb up for KJX super soon. Vanish back up. So KJX actually sitting pretty. He might be able to have some counterplay against the other rogue. That cheap shot, though, reversed with a kidney shot, and Lucky just knew he had to wait there. He now knows he needs to go for Mark for Death immediately. He can't go for cheap shots against KJX. He has to go for full stuns. Unless he can just kind of chain cheap shot into like a finisher, into maybe another cheap shot, into another cheap shot. That's the only value he's going to get out of those cheap shots. They're not going to last long at all in KJX at all. KJX with a fan on ice. Trying to see if he can bust the other rogue out. Unable to. And the backstab duel. Can you see him? It's out some text you can get him. Yeah, you can. That's part of the 5v5 1v1 duel rules. That stuff is a lot because it's really difficult to like. It's really difficult to manage it, so we kind of allow it. Going to be opener by Unlucky into a disarm onto KJX before he can go for a kidney shot. Unlucky trying to see if he can outplay KJX just with CC. KJX is going to wait out the disarm, get a spike over onto Unlucky. Potentially might have enough combo points for a kidney shot. As long as you keep Unlucky in combat, then he'll be okay. Unlucky getting hit with another spike. KJX with a shadow step, kidney shot. Unlucky with a trinket, blinded KJX. Does it trinketed? Unlucky sells a vendetta on him. Does he go for a full reset? He looks like he's just running out of there completely. Looks like he just wants to reset. Maybe he thinks that because of a vendetta, he might not be able to get an easy reset. So it's going to be a lot harder. Going to be Unlucky getting stabbed back up with those spikes. Kidney shot onto KJX. KJX has a trinket. He's going to trick it out of here. Kidney shot reversal onto Unlucky. I think he got Unlucky pinned down though. The assassination rogue does end up taking him out. Very well done. With Pasquale as the last man standing over, or last woman standing over on team 1. Try to see if you might be able to make a play. Necrolord Monk versus a Necrolord Rogue. We'll see how it works out for the both of them. Does KJX still have his shield? I think did he fleshcraft earlier? Or was he not fleshcrafted earlier? I thought he fleshcrafted already, but apparently not. Nice banger cat jam. What's up, Bodhi? Guys, you enjoy the tunes, my guy. KJX finally getting the fleshcraft. Vasco should know exactly where he's at. At least he knows more or less where KJX is. But it's really in Rogue's court. I mean, unless Pascal goes to pick up the eye and finds the Rogue, hits it with an in-cap, it's really up to KJX to choose when he wants to open up. So he's just waiting for cooldowns, waiting for Vendetta, Potential Cloak of Shadows. Trinket is going to be the big one. If you cannot Trinket a burst, he's going to be in a bad spot. Get the shot onto Pascals. Try to get some normal damage in. Really playing burst and wants to get the hell out of dodge immediately. He's not really trying to stay in there for too long. Cage is getting hit with an in-cap. BDB down with Alexia by Pascals. Full burst available. Does he have the big go one-shot? Cage does not sit that just down for long. Has an evasion. And I don't think Pascals might have missed an opportunity to kill here. Evasion still rolling for the rogue. Shackles Malediction getting set up on the Pascals. No way to really stop it. Does go for Diffuse Magic though to at least remove the debuff. It does force Cage's Trinket to kind of shut down or stop channeling rather. Pascals don't went for a full burst just now. That was everything, but because leg sweep doesn't sit long enough at all, I think Pascals usually tries to get the leg sweep and then go for the full burst, get all the cooldowns up and running, get all the wins and everything out. And he's using a lot of his bursts during the last few seconds of the GCD of that leg sweep. Gonna be Cagex is getting dots back on with the Karma getting a lot of big defense on our Pascals. Eventually, Pascal's not gonna have much. Cagex though is completely dry except for the blind coming out of last second. Does have a trinket back up. Could use Cloak of Shadows for that Karma as well if you wanted to. Has images on him, so he's not able to catch a reset, but could potentially get some calm points on those images for a kidney shot. Trinket out of the in-cap. Cagex with a Cloak of Shadows. Pascals, does he have electric? He does. If he has a BDB burst right now, he could be pretty bad for Cagex. Does catch a reset. Might need to go for a sap or something. Sap, does he go in for the big go? He needs evasion. I think he needs evasion. That next BDB burst is going to be really, really tough for him. He needs evasion. It looks like Pascal's actually going to have Zuen back up very, very, very soon. Very soon. Pascal's waking up the other set of eyes. 15 minutes into this duel. Flash cut out for Cagex. Should be a-okay for a bit. Can Pascal somehow come back? Can he do it? Can he do it for his team? 15 minutes. Higher dampening. He has cooldowns coming back. Pascals can maybe potentially do this. Is the other eye available? The other eye is available. Does he run to the rogue? Rogue comes out. Disarms the rogue immediately. No kid to shot for the rogue for a bit. Pascals can charge in and kind of close the gap. Does he go for the go? In cap? No chicken available for Cagex. Lexip has a full burst. Does he just go for it? Knows the when summon. He's just going to go for the most damage. Cagex without evasion. Cagex. Oh, he did burn evasion. But he died through evasion by the looks of it. What? The hell? Wait, seriously? He died through evasion? I'm actually surprised. Blind onto Pascals. Does Andrew go for the big burst? Is he just gonna BM him like that? Pascals without Karma. Andrew could bop it if he wants to. But Lexi's just gonna burn through our Karma. Is Pascal good Karma? I think he's good. Is he good Karma or is he Ring of Peace? Because I don't think I've seen him Ring of Peace at all. So he has to be a good Karma, or unless he's playing that leg sweep thing. Leg sweep slow, which I don't think a lot of monks do, but I could be wrong on that one. Oh god. Oh my god. We're just trying to adjust something on the other monster, and we literally get to peek inside of Pascal's head. We had to get him blasted with Fists of Fury. Shield of Vengeance breaking. Pascal's is going to pop himself a big defensive. Try to see if he can deal with the damage. Flashcraft is up as he gets interrupted on Nature Cast during Vivify. Pascal's Flashcraft just did not last long at all though. Lexi punch ahead to bubble is up. Pascal's need to bail out of here. He's going to try to see if he can Serpent Kick out of here. Answer charging after him. Can he do the most damage here? Bubble's only going to hold on for long enough. Pascal's is going to live enough just for a little bit longer. He's going to charge over his Answer. Big kick. And that's take Answer out. Wait, Pascal's coming back for his team. Bid by bid, boys. He's trying to do it. He only has Stagsy to fight. Wait, if he beats Stagsy, this monk is actually unkillable. This guy's actually insane. Trying to see if he could re-roll to a different position. Might be in a better spot over here. Stagsy charging at him on a mount. He's just trying to avoid any kind of dots from the Warlock. He does have Diffuse Magic to reverse those dots back to him. Karma as well. And all he needs to do is line up big BDB, but that Mortal Coil is not going to put him in a good spot. Running away from dots, probably also not a good idea either. Has a Karma, needs to go for self-healing, or just Karma and try to make BDB bursts happen. Shackles on Pascal's, not going to get a lot of healing. Try to go for a sport, but he actually puts him right next to Taxi. Try to see if he can fight. Oh. Oh, no. Unforge. Big unforge. That was actually so close that Monk almost made a comeback for his team, dude. But he ported next to the Warlock. And the Shackles, I mean, it'll only break if you're far away, not when you get closer. That was unfortunate. I think maybe he thought, oh, I have a port way out there. It will be good. But no, apparently not. Damn. Alright, boys. That was so close, dude. That was actually so good. Check one? I used Healthstone 3 times. Can we make a rule that you can use Hellstones unless you are Warlock? It's kind of disgusting. Watch your rogue go and regroup. So with Hellstones, we can't We'll make the rules for something that easily is manageable, and whether someone picks up a Hellstone or uses one, we can't control it. So we don't try to make rules around things we can't control. Like, certain PvP challenges people can run or not run, like rogues with shadowy duels, so they can shadowy duel somebody else, or shadow priest void shifting for a second health bar. We allow for stuff like that sometimes, depending whether the class is doing good or not. Warlock Hellstones, we can't control it, so I'm not going to make a rule around it. But Warlock Hellstones, as well as other shareable raid buffs, are allowed. You have a Paladin with Devotion Aura, you can control it. You have a Warrior with Rallying Cry, or not Rallying Cry, but a Commanding Shout. He's going to put up Commanding Shout because he needs that buff anyway. You know what I mean? 5% extra damn, or int attack power, or stam. We can't really control that kind of stuff, so we don't try to make rules around it. May, well, 3 out of 5, enter left with the rogue. Alright, sounds good. Anto is here. So we just had Sentry. No, we had May and Jesus play. Pelor, we gotta throw Pelor against somebody. Kragar, Sentry, Jesus. Let me know if you guys are ready. I think I need to give Kragar an opportunity. He barely got to play last time. He literally got to come in, get a couple charge executes, and that's it. Kragar, let me know if you're ready. Let me ask him real quick. Maybe he's around. Maybe he's not even around. Get your play so boring. Go sim the stealth against CD's back. I mean, don't all rogues? You know? You just can play. I'm trying to see if Kragar's ready. Kragar off? Kragar left? Already? Yo. I want to see a warrior play, dude. And Kragar's like 2 games and he's done. Damn, dude. I miss when Kragar used to play games with us. I guess we'll do Pelor and Sentry, and we'll need to swap Jesus and Main around a little bit. Enter left with Rogue? Wait. So maybe Enter still has a team? Is that what's going on? Rip. Crippers, I think, is Fame Monster X, right? Sentry, and I think it's Fame Monster X. Let me find him again. Crippers. Or Pelor. He used to have a character named Crippers. I don't see him. Crippers? Let me just try Fame Monster X. Here we go. No target? Fame Monster X. Let me see. Might be able to be on. Maybe he can hop online. Because I can't even cure if he's offline. There we go. Fame Monster X. Okay. That should work then. That should have worked the first time, I think. Invite spectator match. Sentry and Fame Monster X. Here we go. Wait, no. Didn't work? Sentry and Fame Monster X. Here we go. Now it works, dude. And to go again, Luz come back the strongest. Hell yeah, dude. I believe. I believe. Set it for us to be fair. Sure. Pascal Tagsy, it's easy trap. Oh yeah, that's a kind of rough one, honestly. That's kind of rough matchup. Can anyone play arena fights? Yeah, anybody can. We don't really care who. Anybody in community can join the duels if they want them. You know what I mean? Everybody in the duels can. Wait, did I pin the wrong message? Oh no. Did I pin the wrong message from earlier? Oh no. There we go. That message should be pinned. You have to join duels and whatnot. Okay, I think I had the wrong message pinned this whole time on the stream. Unfortunate, boys. Fire mages died? No. I think fire mages are still pretty good. They're actually really good in arenas. They're actually still really good in arenas. We haven't seen Fruity Dad in a while on, so I don't really know. Which normally he's the one who plays fire. G-Funk over on Team 1. Survival Hunter Necro. We got ourselves also Tron Kala as a Windwalker. With Arhi on that team, as well as Mamaka and Talrion joining this team. Versus Fame Monster X is going to be first up, Necrolord Monk. On that team, we have ourselves Adwa, we have ourselves Lek, we have ourselves Chokes, as well as Suach. Suach is the name. Sue? We call him Sue. We can call him Sue just for the sake of that rolls off the tongue a lot easier than Suwak. That H is weird pronounced in Suwak. I guess it doesn't have to. Tron, try to see if you can live through the Fist of Fury. Taking a bit of damage is going to pop a wall. Serpent kicking over to Fame Monster X with a leg sweep. They're kind of going for a leg sweep maybe a little bit early with the Bone Dust Brew after. Still has the Bone Dust Brew ready for Monster, but Monster is going to pour it out of it. Tron has cooldowns available. Boop and Fame off of the Tombstone, but the Fame continues to run circles around him. So far for Tron, Kala hasn't been able to do the most of the damage just yet. It looks like he's going to have to back up a minute for a moment himself. And Fame Monster actually burning a Zuen of his own. I didn't realize he burned a Zuen. Is he just going to go in for the big burst himself? Potentially, Tron has a trinket if he needs to. Fame is going to have the shield from the Necrolord. Popping on him as he's dropping low. In cap on the Tron. Potentially BDB. Lexip. There's going to be full images with a Karma as well for Tron. As Fame just continued to blast through that Karma. Tron plays Ring of Peace, so he's not playing good Karma. Big kick out of Fame. Monster just deleted the Fleshcraft shield out of the game completely. Just did slash delete and the shield is gone, dude. Not only is Tron shield is gone, but every Necrolord shield is gone. It's going to be tricky for Fame bailing out of this. Tron drop down big BDB. So it looks like Fame just bailed out of there completely with the Ring of Peace to get away from all those images, to get away from all those pets from Tron. BDB burst canceled. Let's see if Tron is able to go again. So far, he tried to set up 2 BDB birds. The first one, he went for leg sweep, and then he started setting stuff up a little bit late. This time, he might be able to maybe make it happen. Fame does have an advantage in that department, primarily because he can get out of stuns a little bit early. You know what I mean? Let's see if I can swap out to the Duels mix, boys, yeah? Let me do Duels playlist. Get the Duels playlist in here. Here we go. Big BDB burst out of Fame. Look at your end. Tron and does do just that. Takes him out of the game in a single clean sweep. Mamaka joining the fight, trying to see if he might be able to make some sort of a play here. Fame getting hit with a freezing trap. Mamaka looking for a reset. It's going to be Fame death. Does he go for a camo that early in the game? He might potentially need to go for camo that early. Gonna go for aspect of the cheetah. It looks like, did Fame just auto attack him through like long distance just now? It looked like literally an auto attack came through for like miles away. Mamaka able to establish the flayed shot, getting the dots rolling onto Fame. Fame locking him out with the Fist of Fury, keeping him in place. And waiting until maybe his next set of bursts. He has full images with a big, I guess, proc for spinning crane kick. Mamaka with a turtle shell fast enough, dropping a trap onto Fame Monster. And Fame does not have a trinket anymore. So if Mamaka has a stun to follow up, he could potentially make summon happen here. Fame dead, but Mamaka with a camo, gonna be a spinning kraken to get him out. And Fame still staying on Mamaka's back as best as he can. Fist of Fury locking him down, and looks like that's gonna be the Hunter down. With Arhi up next, just charging in, dude, on a bike. Just charging at Fame. Monster is gonna keep him in place. Of that static link, as well as the stun jump to follow Sunder right after. Mamaka is going to see Fame dropping down Karma as well as the diffuse magic, so it's going to be as many defenses as Fame Monster can roll. And that's going to be a flesh cut off for the Monk just to make himself even tankier. Arki did get a pretty big defensive out of Fame Monster them, so he might be able to continue working something off of this with a big ascendance. Arki trying to make a play here. Big chain harvest on the whole team, but also just mostly hit Monster X. The Monster has Zuen and everything. Arnie could be in a really bad trouble. Doesn't press wall just yet. There goes the wall as well as Earth Elemental, trying to go for as much self healing as he can. Wind strikes afterwards onto Fame Monster as he's wall available. 45 Brood down. Arki able to still keep charging at Fame. Might be able to make something happen here with the Ring of Boopity Bop, knocking him out of the way. Zuen is still in play for Fame Monster. I think he's waiting maybe until next Lexus to go with the big BDB burst for Arki. He might have someone to work with here. Gonna be Shackles, and Fame just using that mobility just to get away from Shackles, breaking it as best as he can. This is gonna be that capacitor totem in place. Sunder into Monster with a stun right after. Arki might potentially be able to do something. Earth Elemental just running away. Earth Elemental literally just ran away to beat up Advo. Out of all the people, why is it beating up on Advo? Poor Advo. Is this still over there? I think it is. Wait, Fame Monster doesn't have to worry about that thing dying because, I mean, Arki, I guess, doesn't have to worry about that thing dying because what's constantly there. Banish? Oh, hopefully it doesn't remove Arki's health increase with that banishment. Fame with a Ring of Peace. Because Arki can't even control the Earth Elemental. That thing just got a mind of its own. Arki is sitting into on not a lot of defensive cooldowns. 20 seconds before the wall is up. Big chain harvest on a Fame Monster. Does the monk turn around? I think he missed the bonus brew onto Archie. If Archie has any other way to deal with this, he might be okay. Does he get to turn this around? Big heal for Archie. That's going to be a big kick out of Fame Monster after. Ghost Wolves join the fight. They are on the monk. They are doing some damage. They are getting the bites, and that is Maelstrom for Archie as well. It's going to be a static link totem. Trying to see if he can bust through a totem with a stun totem after. It looks like Fame Monster killed the stun totem rather than static cling. But as long as he got mobility, he'll be okay. Archie caught up with a lot of Maelstrom. Lexi by Fame Monster. Does he have the BDB burst? Got himself the big proc for the spin and crank kick. Walls up for Archie. Trying to see if he can survive. It does get himself a quick heal. Not an instant heal, but only a 4 Maelstrom heal. Big damage still up for Fame Monster. Just busts out of Zoen. Touch of death. Taking down Archie. This monk so far, I believe, is unstoppable. I think he's literally played against everybody on team 1 so far. BDB dropping down onto G-Funk. It looks like he's gonna boop him out of there with the Ring of Peace. Shrink it out of that stun. Incap onto G-Funk as Fame also trying to stay ahead of the curve. G-Funk is gonna have Zoen busting him out of that incap. Try to see if he can go Scare Beast on Zoen, but looks like Zoen disappeared, and Fame Monster got plenty of mobility to keep rolling. 6 minutes in a duel, 10% dampener. Fame is still alive and kicking. Can G-Funk somehow end his reign of just a monk supremacy here? Because it feels like every arena with a Necro monk, the Necro monk just wins by default, just for the sake of being a monk. It's going to be a quick incap onto G-Funk. Trades traps though with Fame Monster. It's incap for the trap. G-Funk might be able to make something work here. If he has Fame Monster in low enough health, he might be able to make something happen. It's going to disengage out while having the pet chase after the monk. Maybe G-Funk has something set up here. That's going to be Ford Brew with a big BDB brew. Fame Monster trying to see if he makes something happen, but looks like not a lot of cooldowns left. He dropped down BDB onto G-Funk. Does not have a leg sweep. Or maybe he missed that leg sweep? It looks like he had a leg sweep available. Maybe he missed it. Is that what happened? Because he dropped BDB and then ran immediately. I would imagine that would be a terrible move. Normally you drop BDB, you make the most damage happen. Vivify Zara for Fame Monster. G-Funk with a stun around the corner. Does he have enough damage to finish it? Nades again thrown in. It's going to be Fame porting out in the open. Harpooned by G-Funk. Staying on top of the monk as best as he can. And monk got himself plenty of survivability still. Only 17% dampener and plenty of mobility to create line of sight. G-Funk got the mobility too though. Got that range as well. Gonna be the death shot come onto Fame Monster. He has him in the kill shot range. Does he take him out with the kill shot? Try to kill command. Kill shot needs to happen. G-Funk does end up grenading him in the face. Taking down the monk for all of us. He is avenging his own team. With Choke's gonna be up next. Retribution Paladin charging a G-Funk. It looks like Choke's already getting big damage onto G-Funk. Already getting some damage. It's going to be at least a flesh cut up for G-Funk, so he's at least trying to stay survivable. Wait, Chokes, what happened to your health bar? Going to be shackles, but a stun stops G-Funk in place. Does Chokes go for the big damage here? Potentially could make something happen here. There was a full stun on G-Funk and he has no way out. It looks like Chokes is going to have to play a little bit defensively with the Shield of Vengeance. G-Funk has that range advantage, can send the pet to kill command at Chokes whenever he needs to. Freezing Trap, feign death with a man advantage. Chokes is going to trick it out of it. Journal Shell up for G-Funk as it is full cooldowns out of Chokes. It looks like he's going to switch attention to self-healing whenever he can't generate any kind of holy power. Trying to still stay aggressive, or at least near G-Funk. Big damage with Temple's Verdict. Stun. G-Funk has no way out. I think it's over. Fear onto Chokes, but looks like the damage was already in. And Talrion is the last one left over on Team 1. Charging at a Paladin, 9 minutes, 25% dampening. I don't know how a warrior is supposed to do this. But maybe Talrion will figure it out a way. If there's a will, there's a way. And this man is playing Fury Warrior. He's got to be playing it for a reason. Chokes just blasting damage on Talrion. There goes the rag by the warrior. Knocked down onto Chokes with the reflect up for Talrion. Chokes knows that he doesn't want to hide himself at all. Hodge on Talrion. Trick inside immediately. Going to be the bubble with a shattering throw. Chokes might be in a really bad spot. There is still wreck available. Big damage onto Chokes right now. And actually execute and Talrion taking him out. It does do it. Going from one paladin to the next. Just use shattering. I don't really know. Lurch might be able to take him out. Ljosh Kam VP? I have no idea. I don't know what I'm supposed to say his name. I'm gonna call him Ljosh. Could do Ljosha. Ljošić? Ljošić would be like a name for the horse. But that wouldn't be really the name for a Tauren, that'd be what he's riding, a horse. But Ljosh is gonna be out there, full cooldowns available, everything up. Talarion, look at it good in defensive department, but not really in offensive. Could potentially be a wreck. It's going to be a wreck. Not a wreck, but an enraged regen. Needs that enraged regen to survive the damage, to reduce it, but also give himself as much healing as he can to live it. Fear onto Lurch is trying to make some damage happen. Drink it out of the paladin, throws in the judgment on Talarion. Talarion trying to max range the judgments on hammers as best as he can. Big leaps and just trying to kite Lurch out as best as possible. Looks like he's playing for the triple leap legendary. At least it's a legendary choice. Charge versus Lurch. He's not going to be seeing a Hodge for a while. Reflect is up, and Lurch, I don't think he's going to end up reflecting the Hodge into himself. Or really anything. I think he might have hand of hindrance himself though. I think he did hand of hindrance himself. Talarion tried to stay on top of the pally as best he can, but again, the next Hammer of Justice could be really deadly. Even though the Paladin doesn't have wings anymore, it still could be really deadly. Charging right in, wants to make sure he has himself plenty of rage to work with, as well as a second wind, or not second wind, but Ignore Pain. Definitely needs to have Ignore Pain available whenever possible. Trying to maintain some pressure onto Lurch, knocking him down for a moment. Does Lurch pop a defensive here? All he has is a Blessing of Protection as well as Bubble. Maybe Talarion can make something happen. Bubble coming out. Does he have Shattering Throw? It doesn't look like he has it back up. Hodge by Lurch. Thrown into hammers. Does not get the proc. Talarion still has a lot of cooldowns. Lurch is still kind of low in health. Going to be a war stop for a second. Still the Pally is in execute range. Does the warrior take him out? Looks like the warrior takes him. He actually keeps going. This man does not stop. He's trying to bring Fury Warrior back to the table. And Sue is going to be the last one left. Is a Beastmaster Hunter. Oh man, think of the most disgusting spec you can. Most matchup for a warrior. PM Hunter. Oh man, maybe Reflect, Trinket. Oh, not going to happen. Talarion trinkets out of that stun, and then Sue goes for the most mobility at range. Quick Fear onto the Hunter. Talarion get hit with a freeze and trap, just roaring out in frustration. Aren't we all? And Talarion, all he has is really to hit the pets. That's the only way he can really heal. Unless he goes for Commanding Shout, does borrow some health for Commanding Shout. All he can do is maybe line aside the Hunter and hit the pets. That's literally all he can do right now. Not a lot of options. Literally not a lot of options. Blade Storm, as the Hunter's on him, he's going to need to recover health somehow. He's going to only sit on borrowed health. He needs to get charged, heals whenever possible. Knock down onto Sue as the freezing trap comes in. Talarion with no health. Next skill shot could be deadly. Next skill shot could be Shackles. Talarion at least reflected a portion of the shackle. Leap it away. Does he have any kind of self heals at all? He has wreck. That's about it. It's gonna be Sue at no health either. The pets are on him. Maybe he can heal the pets. Oh my goodness. Sue was so low on health for a second. I don't know how, but he was. Almost had him. But for a Fury Warrior to come back through not just one but two Retribution Paladins, that is godlike right there, boys. That is godly. I enjoyed the hell out of that duel. Let's get another open running here, boys. Yeah. Pelor versus Sentry and Team Sentry with Talarion, dude. Making a return. Talarion coming in. It's been a while since I've seen him. Great watch Fury doing well. Yeah, I know, right? It's actually so good. Main is ready. Pelor is ready. I don't know if Jesus is ready. Because we could throw Jesus and May. I don't know if the two played each other. But I could be wrong. Jesus, are you there, my guy? Let me know. Pretty good warrior. Dude, he did fantastic. He did absolutely fantastic. Talarion used to come to the duels all the time for the rest of season 1 as an arms warrior Night Fate. And everybody was like, what the hell? Why would an arms warrior Night Fate do duels ever? They just die in 1v1. And you would just walk in slamming in a 1v5. People were like, what? I think he convinced some people to go Night Fate warrior for some reason. Before it was cool. Because, you know, that Fury Night Fate was really good back last season. Towards the tail end of the patch. But yeah. Got a demon hole, Leatherface. Yo, let's go, dude. Let me get main and let's get Jesus in here as well. Main and Jesus. Get them both in here. I played for a couple of months with the best catch-up method right now. For gear, well, catch-up renown, like anything, everything and everything gives you renown. I would suggest finish your campaign for whatever covenant you are. And then start the new campaign if you can. Go to Korthia and start doing some dailies in Korthia. In Korthia, you can kill rares, loot treasures, just dailies. You're trying to do all the quests in Korthia. Fool, I got 2 new peeps. I'm trying to get you guys in. Next. It says you have no target. May. Oh, I messed up your name. That's why. It's not with an A, it's with an E. Here we go. But go to Korthia. Korthia is going to be the best place to at least start catching up with stuff. You'll be able to catch up on anima, you'll be able to catch up on gear. You'll get research, which you can use to upgrade the gear you get from Korthia. And the higher rep is in Korthia, the better. But also in 9.15, they're adding a lot more other catch-up mechanisms for catching up on alts. So definitely take a look at it. I'll probably make some videos coming up on that in the future. But yeah, that'll probably be the first thing I would do. Is it going to be EU duels? Really, damn. These are EU duels, Tranks. You're more than welcome to join us, my guy. Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. East Coast. I think it's 11 p.m. CEST is when we start over on the EU. Fridays are for EU. Saturdays are for the boys. Friday my time, so Friday America time. So like if you're in the AM and you're like, well, technically it's 12 a.m. Saturday, but it's Friday still for me. So if you guys live on my time schedule, it's a little bit easier, or at least if you consider my time zone, it's a little bit easier to keep up with. Anyway, let's get it up and running. Switch. Team 2, we got ourselves Gehenna, we got ourselves Gusha. Gehenna and Gusha, huh? Are these your friends? Gusha. You look kind of cool, actually. Well, somebody bought that mug. It looks like a wild man. The spear and everything. It's just the earthy tree brown colors of his armor. I really like that look for some reason. We got ourselves Jesus on that team. We got Leatherface and Unlucky then getting hit with a succubus seduction by Christbad. Christbad, are we not playing Destro, my guy? It looks like Christbad is literally just playing Affliction this whole duel. So we got on that team. We also got ourselves Fistiles as a monk. We got ourselves Kajix with Palmas as a BM hunter and Tagsy as another Affliction warlock, dude. Playing out of them Affliction warlocks. I see. Unlucky then taking a bit of that dot damage though. Look at this man, he's literally sitting at half health. Is gonna go for the shadow melt. The dots are still on him. Is gonna bust him out of stealth. And is gonna do some damage to him. He's just, I think, trying to delay the damage as best as he can with Sergey Korotkov becoming a member for 6 months in a row. Can we get a hashtag Sergey in chat? Boys, thank you so much, my man. Appreciate you, my dude. Get a shout out to Christbad as Lucky then going for some damage with a blind to follow. No succubus seduction. Looks like Land decided before he can get a big old reset with it. But until then, he's waiting it out. Sap onto the warlock. That is going to be succubus. Trying to seduce again. Did the rogue kick it? The rogue does not kick it just yet. Just try to keep some damage on the succubus whenever we can. Getting the shot onto Christbad with a cloak of shadows, trying to remove any kind of CC from the succubus. Christbad is going to go for the big gateway. That is flagellation on him. Trying to go for drain life. Going to be an interrupt. Christbad, does he have any stops at all? Trying to go soul run. Get himself a little bit extra to work with. I think more like Hellstone. Drain life versus rogue. Does not going to be enough. The cheap shot yet again. Drain life some more. Try to stay alive as best as possible. Yue get it set up onto the rogue with more drain life as the rogue goes into a smoke bomb. It looks like the rogue is out of options. With shot if you're around the corner, UA is still set up. Big drains. I think Unlucky is just done for. I think the dots have set in. Interrupt onto Christbad. Unless he has a way to just get him a reset. I think it's just no. The Affliction Warlock returns. Christbad is bringing it back into the game, boys. Oh my god. Let's go, dude. With Jesus going to be up next. Last time Christbad and Jesus had a fateful encounter in the arena. It was really close. It was close with both of them. Really close. Christbad. Try to see if he can get the hell out of Dodge. There's a full army of the undead coming for him. Oh, no. It's Arthas himself. And I'm the Strathholm. He's gonna go call me. Call with a U, not call with a call. Like calling. Hey, what up, man? Although, if Arthas called me, you know what I mean? I mean, who wouldn't take the phone call? Big drain life. It looks like it's going to be a pet sacrifice with the heal for Jesus Christ. But just taking whatever pets are left from Jesus, trying to drain life off of them. That slime has plenty of life left in it. It looks like Christbad was able to recover quite a lot of health. Is Christbad playing that drain life Lego? Like, what is he running? I actually am wondering. Is he playing the drain life Lego? Because he looks like he heals for quite a lot. What is that, healing? It is quite a lot of healing, isn't it, boys? Under Jesus, basically, dude. Under Jesus, that's how he is healing. Jesus is trying to see if he can survive. That is something about Jesus. He is very much all about survivability. He prioritizes survivability as best he can in anything he does. Mostly whenever he plays Death Knight, but his survivability is impeccable. Christbad just trying to get some dots on the main pet. It looks like he's gonna have to run away. Jesus got someone ready, otherwise he won't be charging in. The pet charges in to interrupt Christbad as Jesus got AMS available. Full damage rolling, trying to get himself the most pressure running onto Christbad. Christbad might just go for a big port out of the way. Big Dark Pact is up in order to give him a little bit extra shield to work with. Try to see if we can just walk away from Jesus. AMS is still up for a few seconds. Jesus knows he's going to be eating CC as soon as it's over though. So he's trying to stay in there for as long as possible. How does that AMS last that long? Is he running the Legendary for AMS? He has to be running AMS Legendary or something. He has to be. There's no way. There's absolutely positively no way. It looks like Kreisberg was able to sneak in a couple sneaky dots onto Jesus. Couple corruptions, couple agonies. Going to be an intro for Jesus, missing it completely. UA is up on the Death Knight. It looks like the DK is going to be rotting down from the inside out, with Soul Rod amplifying the damage even more. Sitting inside of the anti-magic zone, trying to go for a little bit of aggressive play versus Kreisbad, but it's going to be full burst available. Jesus is walking away with a grippy hand as Mortal runs in the other direction. He's going to be able to break out of stuns or out of fears with Ledgeborn, but Kreisbad just rots him down with the dots. And Gusha with a Convoke the Spirits. Convoke the Evoke. Going to be dots up for Kreisberg. Why still has a haze buff, so he's going to be able to use some of that haze buff in order to at least put some pressure onto Gusha. The Feral Druid. He's trying to go for a Summon Fel Hunter, so Gusha, if any kind of hots he has, at least the Fel Hunter will be able to rip those hots off, and I think heal off of them, or maybe gain some sort of a damage buff every time he rips off hots. Another the pet does something with buffs. It removes them, but then gains something out of it. Like he feeds on them and then does something. I don't know what it is though. Gusha popping off cooldowns with Berserk. Gonna get that Skull Bash on the Fear. Kreisbad feeling the pressure, hitting that Dark Pack button. Oh, looks like a little bit of lag. Maybe it's on my end. I'm not really sure. Maybe we come back. Lag happened, and we're back for a second. Everybody kind of frozen in place. It looks like they're still kind of frozen. We're back into an interrupt. Gusha looks like he's in to see. Kreisbad still holding onto the Dark Pack. That was a little weird lag over at EU. Maybe it's still on my end. Maybe it didn't lag for you guys at all. Maybe just because I'm an A. Weird. Maybe it's my server? Weird. But Gusha is going to land a Cyclone onto Kreisbad, stunned around the corner by the Warlock. Gusha trinkets out of the stun. Warlock going for a big old port out of the way, getting those dots loaded up onto Gusha. Malefic Rapture try to get set up. Does Gusha have another Convoke? Interrupted immediately. That Fel Hunter is a mile away, just watching what's happening, just watching the duel. He's not willing to head over to fight Gusha. He doesn't want to give Gusha any opportunity to get dots on him. Shackles is up. Gusha is going to get hit with the Fear. Kreisbad feeling the pressure right now, trying to get the dots on the Gusha. At least has a Dark Pack in case things go really dire. And Gusha is going to try to go for a bit of a self-heals behind the pillar. Mortal get inside, and Kreisbad pushes in. Big drain life, and that's a lot of health recovery. Trying to get a Soul Rod onto Gusha. And that's going to be a full burst up for Kreisbad. Gusha, the Feral Druid, could be in big trouble. Fear, and actually Gusha is in trouble so bad. Oh! Just melted down with Leatherface charging right in versus this Warlock, this menace of Team 1. That's going to be Demon spawning in for Leatherface. He's playing that Necrolord. Havoc Demon Hunter, quick stun onto Kreisbad. Going to be the Dark Pack and a big mobility out of Kreisbad. You would have thought that he was the Demon Hunter rather than the real Demon Hunter fighting him. Leatherface is going to have to turn around and kill that pet at some point or another. Picking up that soul, that's going to give you quite a bit of healing, as well as damage increase. As he charges in towards Kreisbad, Moracle again sent. The Malefic Ruptures up and running. Kreisbad got all the dots rolling into Leatherface, looking for a bit of reset. Saw the Shadow Fury, and Leatherface hitting Kreisbad with a stun. Big Eye Beam, and that's going to be extra demons joining him for the fight. He can save that demon for later for a afternoon snack, as well as the damage increase. Kreisbad trying to get a UA. Looks like he's going to go for a Fear. Interrupt almost was up for Leatherface, but now it's finally up. Drain life off of the pet. He actually is just keeping Leatherface kind of out, way in the distance. Not trying to keep him breaking a Fear or anything. Going to be that pet removed out of the game. Massacre for Leatherface. With a big charge to Kreisbad. Doing some damage. Dark Pact is up. That shield. Kreisbad feeling the heat from Leatherface. That's a Metamorphosis Demon without pressing the Metamorphosis necessarily, just with the demonic talent of I-Beam. Quick Mortal Call with a Fear onto Leatherface. Kreisbad trying to recover whatever healing he can. Might to burn a wall here. That is going to be an interrupt on Shadow. Trying to Shadow Fury down the Demon Hunter with Malefic Rapture. Does he have enough damage? Leatherface getting with a stun. Fear right after. Leatherface does press Blur. Blur does not last long at all though. Drain life is up. Quick I-Beam. That's going to activate the Demon form. Does Kreisbad have mobility? He does. At least he can get away from Leatherface. He can just let the rods do a thing. That's going to be a flesh cap. Has an interrupt. Looks like he actually uses the interrupt. He had these pet sacrifice. You're telling me Kreisbad had pet sacrifice under his sleeve this whole time? You tell me he had the pet sacrifice under his sleeve this whole time. He just kept the pet away just to give himself. What? That was burst. I mean, I know the Leatherface didn't have a lot of health, but that was a really quick drain. That was the quickest drain of my life. More to call into Gehenna. Kreisbad's main challenger, main foe, this feral druid. As he got that shackle addiction, I think Kreisbad knows it's over. He knows it's over. He did what he could. Palmas is gonna be up next. Man, that was so good as Affliction Warlock 1v4, dominating the arena, boys. Absolutely dominant. Kreisbad showing us that he's making a return this week. And he tried to make Affliction Warlock work again and again, and he did it this time. He did it while up for Gehenna as Palmas, trying to turn him into one of his other pets, trying to go for the pet, what is it, pet command? Trying to convince Gehenna to submit and just become a hunter's pet. You are a feral druid, that's literally what you are. You're a hunter's pet. You're running wild out here in the open. Palmas, though, with the big defensives, has a freezing trap on Gehenna and used to send the pets onto Gehenna just to keep the pressure rolling. The insane sustained pressure that Beastmaster hunters have versus anybody is kind of nuts. Trying to go for Scary Beast, so Gehenna does hit him. That's going to be Gehenna not sitting that for long. Big knockback onto the feral as Palmas creates some distance between the two and Gehenna. I don't even know what killed you just now. Was it just the pets? Twice did I watch people just blow up. Kind of crazy. That was awesome. That was actually really, really awesome. Affliction Warlock's a back, baby, sort of, kind of. They definitely need a buff, dude. All three specs of Warlock in a sense. Man, that was really good. You people didn't get to play? Yo, mate, we could probably get you guys in here, yeah? We could probably get you guys in. I'm down. Maybe get you guys for a Century or something. So we can get you guys some variety. I'm okay with that. Take it, the buffed it or did really good playing them. They didn't buff nothing, dude. Especially Affliction, they didn't buff nothing. It's Shadow's Affliction back? No, it's not back. But Affliction Warlock lives. They still live. Oh man, yeah, because they're not back. Like, he played really insanely well. Don't get me wrong, but they need a buff to really be back. 1 sec. Okay, cool. That's fine with me. As long as you can keep Chrysler on your team, I'll be happy. What's your 1v4 Affliction? Like, expect the Feral isn't going to give an honor duel. Yeah, if the Feral gave an honor duel, maybe it would have been a closer match, but that's a tough one. I should have given him 1v5. I feel bad. No, you're good, Ganon. No, you don't need to give him 1v5. If you wanted to give him an honor duel, just like because honor duel is something we do here on 5v5. Like, it's up to you if you want to do it, right? As soon as the guy in front of you is dead, you could just go in and massacre the person. Gloves are off. But if you just want to like be like, yo, you know what, Chrysler, I want you to get fully healed. I'm gonna wait. If you just gotta wait, bear for him, they kill, but losing to filthy BM feels even worse. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, if you wanted to give him like an honor duel, you could just kind of hang around, just let him recover. Let's do Jesus versus or main versus Sentry. Maybe we got Pillar versus Jesus potentially on the standby. They're both around. We could get it done. Affliction lives by the drain. Was he playing? I don't want to know. Don't tell me. But he might have been playing the drain Lego. I actually wonder, because that was a really quick drain at the end. Like, he was running away from the Demon Hunter. I thought it was kind of going to be anyone's game. Drain, dead. I'm like, I mean, it's a Demon Hunter without like too much cooldowns afterwards, but still, just quick drain, dead. Just gone. Crazy. Oh my god. Damn, Lux have been a free kill for me in PvP. Yeah, they're pretty, no, they haven't been buffed. I wish so. I wish they would be. They need some damage buffs, I think. I don't even know if it's a survivability thing. Ready? Alright. Main's ready. Sentry. Oh, main needs one. Sentry waiting on you. Alright. Flip it around. Sentry's ready. May waiting on you. But similar build to me. Sack. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Affliction lives by the drain life Lego, I think. If it needs a legendary, then they should probably be something baseline for Affliction Warlock. More fun to watch too. Well, I mean, even in like a 2v2 or 3v3 encounter, they don't use the drain life Lego. They use all the legendaries, and even then it's kind of like they need to just, you know what they need to do for Affliction Warlock? Just amp up their dot damage, reduce the damage of Malefic Rapture or anything like that. Just make their dots do most of their damage. Just really change it. Flip it. That's what join in LFG. In LFG, friend. The Sentry in there. Oh man, not the best arena personally, but it'll work. It'll work. Yeah, it'll be fine. I think. We got ourselves the boys here next. In probably the largest arena ever. I'm not a huge fan of this arena just because of how massive it is. I like it for 2v2s and 3v3s, like when I do arenas. I don't mind this. It's just in 5v5 1v1 duels, it's just way too big. I feel like the pillars are just way too massive and there's just so much spread open room. And the distance between the pillars is just so far. Like there's, oh, do we have one leave? Do we redo? Let me see, hold on, Chrysler left. Might have a redo. Do we redo? Do we redo? Hold on, do we redo? Is it Sia? No. Let's actually do, no. Let's redo. Let's redo. No, let's redo. Let's redo. Chrys left. Let's redo. Chrys left. Let's redo. We redo. You know what? We redo. We could get +1 in there, dude. We could get +1 in there, May, and redo really quickly. Let's redo that. Let's redo that one. I don't know why Chrys left, but maybe Chrys was like, you know what? Saw the other team, was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gone. Peace, boys. Let's get +1. May, you could do it easily, my guy. Chrys left. Let's redo. Sentry. Arhi. Chrysler on Kakova. Chrysler Kako. How do you say in Russian disappeared? Chrysler disappeared. We're doing a redo. So get ready. Let me know when ready. Okay, got full. All right, maybe got a 5th. Perfect. Best hunter spec in PvP right now. BM, really good. BM is really nuts. Let's drop one rogue. Yeah, let's not do 2 assass, 1 sub rogue. Let's drop 1 rogue for something different. Yeah, let's not do 3 rogues. Let's not do 3 rogues. Let's not do 3 rogues. Let's not. I won't play then. I'll go last. I know. Let's just not do 3 rogues. Let's just swap that rogue out for literally any other class. Is it really good 2v2? Is it good? Explain some build to me. Is that actually good? It's actually old school Siphon Life. So they do have Siphon Life, but it's not as good. It's a dot that heals it for the dot damage passively. Well, their Siphon Dive does do that already. As well as a Soul Link. Yeah, maybe Soul Link would help survivability, like a baseline Soul Link. Oh look, a mage. Not joking. Yo, let's get a mage in there, dude. Let's get a mage in there. Please ban Monk. Oh no. No more rogue, if anything. Yeah, no, I don't want more rogues. Let's just have main swap out that rogue for literally any other class. I mean, normally, like if it was an outlaw rogue, I would be like, you know what? At least it's not a stealth rogue, right? At least they're a little different. But sub and assassin that play so similarly, being stealth rogues that go for resets. Like outlaw can totally go for resets, but they don't stealth. They have a different damage profile. But Pepega Monk is fine. Don't ban me. No, Broton, you're fine. You can stay. Don't worry about that. Best friend's one of your vids. Calamity Scenarios. Best friend, glad to see another one of this. What's up, Young Vibes? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Come on, bro. I lost my place. Yo, dude, my man, I'm so sorry if you're the 3rd rogue, but that's a lot of rogues, man. That's a lot of rogues. If one of them was outlaw, I feel like that would be a little, at least a little different. One of the rogues is a problem because rogues sit in stealth and camp and reset their CDs, and that's boring to watch. So that's why we have a rule of no more than usually 2 of each spec or 2 of each class. Besides, there are some like Boomy and Feral play slightly differently, so you can have to throw some Boomies. Enhanced Shamans and Elemental Shamans play differently. Mages are pretty similar. Warlocks are kind of different. Like, it really depends on what viewers like to watch. Like, viewers actually find seeing 2 Destros and like 1 Demo. But they don't like seeing 2 Assassin what's up. It's kind of boring to watch. Third match would be Ensure. Yeah, that would be a long match. In LG, sound good, my guy. Yo, boys, join main. He just needs a +1 in there. Boys on the horde, we good to go. As long as he's not a rogue. Tell them, yeah, boys, get in there, man. 1 more on team main. Omohori. Was the music pretty good? I can send you my mix. I can link it. Here we go. One more match? Yeah, we're doing one more. We're doing one more. We just need to main with a +1 and we're good to go. So we need, boys, that is all we need. We'll see how we do. Man, I believe in you though. I believe in you, my guy. Do you mean more rogues? I didn't mean no more rogues. No. It's just 3 rogues is too many in my opinion. 3 rogues is way too many in my opinion, so we just won't do that. Are we good? Full? Let's go, boys. Let's go. This will be the last duel of the evening over on the EU, man. Last duel over on the EU. The dinner match, main, and Sentry. Last one for EU, boys. Last call to get into the arena and compete for glory and honor. Что ждем? Я просто не понял. Мы ждем, как его, когда дуэли начались, Крайзер, он как его, quit. Крайзер quit дуэли. И он сказал им пока и пошел. И сказал Кейджикс, окей, давай 5-го в твоей команде. И потом он, как его, взял еще один рога, у него что, 3 рога. Я сказал ему, давай 1 рог. I don't know how to say in Russian, but как его, 1 рог, давай из команды и другой класс. И сейчас взяли другой класс. Had to explain to Archie exactly what just happened, trying to cadaver my way through Russian. I'm so sorry. You guys had to listen to that ugly communist language. You guys, your virgin ears didn't need to hear that. Outlaw rogues to be precise. I would love me some more outlaw rogues. If the third rogue, yeah, if the third rogue played outlaw, I'd be okay with it. Because outlaw rogues, you don't ever see them. They're kind of like a myth. They don't exist. So seeing one would be fantastic. Twitch. This style is going to be first up on Team 1 versus Tron, charging in immediately. Look at this madman. Quick in cap. BDB Bird. Oh, actually, not able to really get a full in cap. Looks like he broke his own in cap. Tron bailing away from all the bursts, literally outrunning the damage. Fisthouses. Come back here. Come back in. Lexip, Tron taking a lot of damage. So Karma out for Tron. Fisthouses to try to max it. Ooh! He just busted through the Karma! Just pounding the fist right into Tron, taking him out of the game! Oh my goodness, I can't believe it! And Archie's out in the open, and Fist has all these pets to tag. He has such a big crane kick available. He can do so much damage. Archie better be careful. Big Fist of Fury, spinning crane kick is up, doing a bit of damage to Archie. Looks like the wind strike's turning around, and Fist House is out of there. Oh my god, this monk just came in, punched a hole through the wall. That is Tron. Took him out of the game, and Tron played so well. He stayed mounted, he got a CC, Lexi forced to trick it out of Fizz, and just karma'd, and just burned through the full Karma. Big BDB burst onto Archie. Does he just go down to Fist of Fury? Wait! Ooh, this man! This cheating! This man has to be cheating. You know what how he's cheating? Bone does brew. He got the bone brew. The bone brew. This man is a madman, dude. Look at his haircut. He doesn't prefer his chicken boneless. He likes just the bone. Give me the boneless chicken. Minus chicken, extra bone. This man is just, I mean, bonkers. I tried to make it work. I was a bad at him, but I tried. It's gonna be G-Funk getting hit with a ring of bippity bop. Fist styles though. I mean, my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness. I feel violated to you now. Oh, I thought I started Moton. That was you, just that wasn't as a monk. Oh no. Disarm onto G-Funk as Fiststyles just continued the onslaught. He got him. Oh my god, look at that beautiful man. He just looks so scary and insane at the same time. Just absolutely insane. Karma up as he's staying on top of G-Funk. Gonna be Death Chakram, just reversing the damage back to G-Funk as a Karma. BDB is up. Lexi, G-Funk has the trinket for it. Fiststyles trying to throw in Zuen and everything at G-Funk with it. Fist of Fury. Potentially could be a freezing trap onto Fiststyles. If maybe G-Funk is super careful. Zuen getting hit with the fear. Fiststyles with Whirling Dragon Punch. G-Funk was able to at least avoid some of those images while they were up in the air with Whirling Dragon Punch. Quick stun onto Styles, but he has a trinket for it. Diffuse Magic for the Chakram. Now it's going to be Fiststyles. Continue to just get as much damage to G-Funk. G-Funk, I think, tried to get himself Flesh Cap. Looks like that's why his health isn't going anywhere. His Flesh Cap stayed on for a little bit longer. Quick fear onto Styles as G-Funk drops super low on health, but the touch of death by Fiststyles takes him out. Jesus. It looks like somebody on that team left without even trying to fight Fiststyles. Does that count as a kill through the monk? I don't think it does. He's literally unkillable. Literally unstoppable. Jesus, that damage. It's actually kind of insane. My goodness. Fiststyles though getting a short charge towards Town Rice. Lexi BDB burst is up. Trinket by the Paladin looking to maybe one-shot him with wings of his own. Does he get to Fiststyles? Is going to get a Fist of Fury. Big kick up. Town Rice does have a Shield of Vengeance and Fiststyles rolls out of there. Just repositions behind the pillar. Full flash cut is up with Ring of Boopity Bop to boop any boppers out of the way. Damn, dude, this is just so much damage. Like, actually incredible. Disarm onto Talon Rice. Fiststyles just walking at Talon Rice, full crash it up. He just waiting until he needs to use defenses. He's just super confident, just charging at him. And just getting those kicks and fists. I think he's trying to see maybe if he can fish for a spinning crane kick proc. He's not going to have Stormwrath and Fire available. Neither is he going to have Zuen. Potentially BDB is up. But he's getting some damage on Talon Rice. Talon, though, not super under pressure. Blessing of Protection out of Talon Rice really early. Really early. So Fiststyles can just go in. Using that for Baron's debuff on Talon Rice, he just kind of maximize the pressure. Actually kind of crazy. In cap out of Talon Rice. BDB bursts up Leg Sweep. Does he have the big go? He doesn't even have the win or anything. He's going for a Whirling Dragon Punch. I think just with normal burst, normal rotation of abilities, he was able to have that those Brew bursts just kind of collapse together with all the other modifiers. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. Talion is going to be the last one standing as whoever was the fifth on the team just bailed Team 2, which is super. Was it Sentry? Was it Sentry that decided to bail out? Wait, Sentry did play him, didn't he? Wait, did Sentry play him? Is Freestyles actually getting a 1v5 or 1v4? I'm actually confused now. I'm actually super confused. Is he getting 1v5 or 1v4? I know he dueled the Paladin. He dueled G-Funk. Dueled the Monk. I think he did the same thing to Sentry. Wait, did he actually 1v5? Wait. Is that... No, that's... Okay, that's one body. He 1v5. Did he really? I literally didn't... I guess it happened so fast, I didn't realize him and Arhi dueled each other. He killed in hands. That's how fast it happened. I literally didn't realize. I thought somebody left. I literally thought someone on Team 2 left. I mean, they did leave after dying, I guess, but I thought they left before even fighting him. Talion just back it up out of there completely. At least try to put Fiststyles away from any kind of line of sight. Fist of Fury, lock Talion down with Leg Sweep. Gonna be a trinket. Fear on all the images. Is gonna be a trinket for the Monk with a Karma. And Talion just trying to use whatever mobility he can to get the hell out of dodge. Port out for the Monk. Gonna be some soul shape movement for Talion. At least able to keep moving for a little bit longer. Maybe a big leap. He might need to go for a leap in order to get away from Monk. One more leap potentially. Try to stay away from him. Fist of Fury cranking is up. Disarming the Monk, so at least Fist of Fury and flying. And Talion, does he have any survivability here? I think he's trying to see if he can survive however he can. Disarm, cannot go for any kind of self heals at all. Might be a rage regen, potentially. Try to see if he can bust out a flesh cup whenever he can. Wherever healing he's got. Short charge towards Fiststyles. Zuen is joining the fight. Knockdown onto Fiststyles. Try to keep him in there as best as he can. If he can walk Fiststyles back in there, he might be able to knock down a Fist of Fury from him. Gonna be Ring of Peace up for Fiststyles. Talion try to see if he can fight through it. Does he have another leap? Looks like he tried to go for a leap and got knocked by the Ring of Boopity Bop. No karma available for fist styles though. Dalaran just needs to find a way to survive the next BDB burst. He doesn't have a trinket anymore. He got Rallying Cry, trying to make some damage happen here into a big charge of fist styles. In cap is going to be able to get out of it. Wait, does it take him? Oh my god! Dalaran returns for his team. That monk just massacred all of his homies. And Dalaran at least is able to go in, cap him down, slam down the monk's face into the ground. Just tell him, you know what, we're done with your flesh god, we're done with your BDB, we're done with your random bursts and the healing. KJ's actually just teabagging the monk after setting him on fire. Even team 1 just watch their teammate fight and they're disgusted by him. They're disgusted, like, how do we allow this guy on our team? Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. Blizzard, if you nerf any class in the game, I think all of us can wholeheartedly agree that something's got to be done to monks. Just nerf the BDB interaction, all those modifiers, just in PvP by, like, I don't know, 20%. Maybe that's high, but you know what? Do that and you can bring it back afterwards. Just cut it off and bring it back slowly, but just something, anything. I feel like a lot of players will be happy. The only players who will be unhappy are the monks that are going to do these kind of one-shots. Vion going to be next up versus Dalaran. He gave him the honor duel, at least let him recover in full health. So that's very honorable of Vion. Quick fear by Dalaran, trinket for Vion, and that's going to be lead for Dalaran, trying to recover a little bit of health, at least waiting out for that full metamorphosis for Vion. He's at least trying to wait it out as best he can. I mean, dude, even team 1, K just went up and set the monk's body on fire and started teabagging. Even team 1 was like, you know what? That is disgusting. I don't... Even team 1 was just, did not like it. That's their teammate. And they were just so... Oh my god. Vion tried to see if he could back away from Dalaran, as Dalaran trying to get some damage rolling. Looks like Vion is the one waiting it out. Metamorphosis is down for a time being. I think he's trying to wait out for Blur, maybe trying to wait out for procs. Silent Dalaran going to be in Rage Regeneration as he leaves him with those glaives spinning. And trying to deny Dalaran any kind of healing. I think the warrior might still have a charge. Zerker Rage not available. I think for the Imprison, unless he's running the PvP talent that makes the Imprison, makes it so Dalaran can be healed inside of it, but also can take damage inside of it, and that cannot be Zerker Raged. So maybe he's running the PvP talent for the prison. But that was a pretty big defensive file Dalaran used. But it's basically the Demon Hunter taking the page out of Dalaran's book. Oh, Metamorphosis, fear, run away. Just gonna get away from me burst. Big Hunt, Dalaran taking a lot of damage. I think it's over. Yep, Vion ended up not even going for a charge build, going for the Hunt Blades or Glaives build, which actually kind of helped him out a little bit better. And some, actually, did it help him out more? Man, monks are just so nutty. Jesus. Like, if you enjoy the, hey, if you have fun with the class, do you have fun with it. But damn, dude, if that's one class that gets nerfed, maybe along with Beastmaster Hunters, I think the community is gonna cry tears of joy out of all the classes to get nerfed, if they do. Because so far we haven't seen any big changes for PvP yet. Man, that's just... Just look up what flabbergasted means. Is that the title of this video? Monk leaves everybody flabbergasted. Jesus Christ. My goodness. That was a lot. That was a lot. But Warlock? I'm okay with Warlock buffs too. Yo, Blizzard, if anybody watching, consider some Monk PvP nerfs. Monks are fine for PvE. I'm perfectly okay with them. Just in PvP, like... fishing for procs for a spinning crane kick and then being able to one-shot somebody, whether you have cooldowns, whether you don't have cooldowns, is insane. And also maybe reduce some of the conduit modifiers, because there's a conduit where every single enemy you tag with your Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Rise of Sun Kick, anything that's not a Fist of Fear, basically, you build up the damage with spinning crane kick. And if you just hit a couple, just kill 2 mobs, your spinning crank is doing like 30% more damage in PvP, while he will proc a spinning crank kick, while you have images that are all doing 45% of the damage, while you have a one that's also amplifying the damage even more, while you have an on your trinket that's amplifying the damage even more, while BDB burst is up, so then you have a chance to do extra shadow damage of the damage you're doing. So you have a lot of little hits that do a ton of damage, and those extra hits have a proc of just shadow damage from BDB, and you have a lot of those, and it's just the whole hell bar just gone. It's just, I think it's worth considering, you know? I think it's worth considering potentially not even nerfing the damage, but nerfing some of the conduit combos. Like, keep Monk as is. I don't think their damage really needs to go. It's just the combo with the BDB and all that stuff. Because Spec is brain dead. Well, maybe it's pretty tough to play because I don't play Monk in PvP, but in PvE it's pretty... He killed everyone on the team, one shot in the hands. It was a RSK Bone Dust crit. Oh, is that RSK? So Ryzen Sun Kick Bone Dust. Yeah, maybe they might need to take a look at Ryzen Sun Kick Bone Dust as well. I didn't even realize it was Ryzen Sun Kick there. So that's what happened to the Shaman then. Okay, because usually it's a spin to win thing that you see from Trill. But the Shaman Ryzen Sun Kick, that happened fast. I literally didn't know he'd lived. I didn't even know he died. Vion, thanks for pointing it out. I appreciate it. I literally missed it. That's how fast it was. I have a Hunter ult, and my god, you feel like your brain's gonna melt. Oh, I'm talking BM. Okay, so you're talking about BM as a brain dead spec. Yeah, I think Beastmaster Hunter gotta get a redo. Like, the playstyle is fine, and it's kind of simple, but I think it could be a lot cooler. It could be a lot cooler. I think that's a class that needs a revamp in terms of how it plays. Just to make it more interactive, more abilities to use, more of an interesting mechanic to work with, rather than maintain this bleed, kill command off cooldown, Cobra shot when you have the focus and you don't have kill command up, and then Bestial Wrath whenever you can. That's literally it, and it's like that for PvE and PvP, and in PvP it just ends up being like crazy. Also combined with the perma slow with Cobra shots, since that's basically your one spammable, you do the ability to spam in PvP most of the time over kill command, and then the kill shots from the vent tier on top of it, big burst. Red one bonus per 2 minutes. It'd be fine having too much DM. I feel like it's fine being a 1 minute cooldown. I think it's cool. What's up, my guy? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Sorry you didn't get to play, but come back next week, my guy. 5 to 7 p.m. East Coast or 11 CEST. This way you'll be able to play with everybody. Yeah, spam Cobra. It's kind of crazy. You just spam Cobra. You don't even kill command because it's only there for your pets to cap close, but you just spam Cobra. Have a great one. Yo, having a great, that's awesome, my guy. Happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. Nice mog, by the way. I'm liking that mog, dude. Looking like a wild man over here, dude. You got vials on the side. I really like that look. You got the I guess the boots and the gloves with fists on them, spiky shoulders, a mask. I'm a fan. The short shorts too, not bad at all. And the weapon, I don't even know. It's like troll weapon, right? Yeah, it's like troll weapon. You got the dagger and the sword. Looks good. This guy, dude. You got the red of like the paint. You look angry too. Tabard, everything. This man looking good. Look at this guy. No, using kill command is a DPS also PvP. Yeah, it's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. Like, how did we get here? I think they could change the spec for both PvE and PvP. Like, give them a Shadow Priest-esque rework. Keep the mastery the same of your pets do more damage. Or maybe add some kind of like a proc-based mastery, gives you more chances for someone else to proc, for ability to proc or damage to proc, while also increase the damage of your pet, so you're more interactive. But I'm fine with the pet damage. But like, the whole maintain frenzy stacks, I think it's fine, but maybe instead of like maintaining the debuff on the proc, they could maybe do something different, right? There's something where maybe you lined up, maybe like you build, spend. I mean, maybe like a build of like using certain abilities, and then you could assume stacks as a debuff on the target or a buff on yourself to get your pets to do more damage or something. Like, there's so many cool talents that play with pets. I mean, there's still that Cobra talent that's never getting any play. Like, just do a bunch of talents that summon a pet and it does something. It'd be so cool. It could be a really, really cool idea. That it was maybe easier by nerfing kill command. Lol. Yeah, basically. People get mad whenever they can't steamroll BM in PvP, which has happened a couple of expansions. It'd be strong for a patch and then 2 get nerfed. I mean, I think it's fine if maybe they're simple to play, but I don't think a class that's simple to play should be essentially like strong. I think classes that are more complex in play should be the stronger ones, because at least there's some kind of payoff. BM with how much damage it does right now for the little setup that it needs. And like, I guess the biggest problem for me, BM Hunter, really comes down to like, do BM Hunters need to cross CC to land a kill? And if you event your BM in particular, you can just go for your Cobra shots, get procs for kill commands. You don't even need to stun or trap the healer. You don't need to trap somebody to kill. As a Venter, you could just keep focusing damage and get kill shots and Cobra shots. And you'll just end up killing. Which is crazy. Are we doing one more? I think we're gone for the night, boys. I think we're done for the night after that one. I think that Monk game and the warrior overcoming adversity was the highlight of this night's play. That was actually awesome. If that's how duels ended for the night, every single night, I'd be so happy. That was cool. Because we really get to see just how monks are, and then watching a Fury Warrior fight through the impossible odds. Chef's kiss. Love it. It's so fun to queue and choose the BM Hunter does in DPS, even though they're meant to be multi-data. Dude, that's true. That's true. Beastmaster Hunters also do a lot of damage, even though they are only single focus. They are a class in PvP where they just hit one target. They don't AoE. They hit one target. but they do more damage than some spread AoE dot classes or cleave classes. They can do more damage than a class AoEing with just single target. It is crazy. It is crazy. And like, I'm fine if they want to make him kind of strong, kind of decent, and pretty easy to play, but like, you can't have him like dominate that hard. You know what I mean? Wait, uses pet still useful for heals too and defenses? I guess so. If a complex class that took skill buff, didn't see frost mages, affliction warlocks would be top of these games, and pharaohs, monks would be a low tier. Potentially, yeah, but I think it's probably the only. That's the only way to balance over PvP. If a class is harder to play, it should do more damage if the person can play it optimally. If it's difficult to play, if it has more things for you to manage and to watch out for, it should default do more damage. I think that's the only right way to go about it, in my opinion. Urban Stratagem cries. That's the legendary where they feign death and they can feign death more often. So the biggest problem with Urban Stratagem, Leggy is the most OP thing in the game ever in WoW. That's the legendary that lets him feign death more often and removes majority of the debuffs. Which I'm a hunter actually, I could probably look it up. Look it up. Look at it up. Look at it, there it is. Feign Death cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds, and Feign Death now removes most negative side effects from you, so like debuffs and stuff. And combine that together with the PvP talent for Survival Tactics, Feign Death dispels harmful magic effects, reduces the damage you take by 90%, so you can Feign Death every, what is it, 30 seconds? No, so Feign Death normally is 30 seconds, so 15 seconds you have immunity. Every 15 seconds you have an immunity. So it's kind of crazy. To 1 minute convoke, 8 second spear. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are pretty strong right now, but like there are some things that are like stand out. I think for Beastmaster Hunter, I'm fine with Hunters being survivable. I'm fine with Hunters being survivable because they're squishy. But the damage that they do sometimes, especially from range, and they just kite the whole time, like Windwalkers though. How do we strafe off from Windwalkers to BM Hunter, by the way? We're talking about Windwalkers the whole time. I think there's a Windwalker in the chat that's like, but what about BM boys? And he's like, oh, let's just pivot to another topic. No, let's bring it back to Windwalker. Hunters super one-shotable after feint. Yeah, Hunters are squishy. That is their biggest drawback. Hunters are killable. They are killable. It's just the damage is just a ton. Nerf BM and Windwalker, I agree with that. I could see some sort of nerfs, at least in PvP. PvE buff BM. PvE buff Windwalker, I don't really care. PvP, I don't know. It's funny how Beastmaster is like not that great of a spec for PvE. It's okay, but it's monster in PvP. I think Arms Warriors was like that last season. It was like kind of sort of mediocre-ish okay for PvE content, like Fury was better. But in PvP, it's Chad. And I think more or less same thing happened with Windwalker. Like they were really, really good for AoE. It was still pretty good for AoE, but their boss damage really did diminish because like as long as the boss has ads, you could do good single target damage, and then you got diminished. But in PvP, they were just walking over people. Crazy. Takes 4 globals to get dots rolling. It does take a lot of dots, yeah. Yeah, it does take a lot of globals. So those dots probably should do more damage in PvP. Hey, Dal, what's up, Judd Harp? So some Deers and Aspos? I like this guy, dude. I like this guy. Nothing more one-shottable in game besides a Mem Hunter, which is more squishy but fun AF. I think one-shots are fine. I'm fine with the fast-paced meta, but certain damage profiles, like certain setups, are just really difficult to counter. Like 1 second, 1 minute stun, 1 minute BDB, and even a Rising Sun Kick, if it procs, you're dead. It's kind of like, I guess it's like a 1 minute convoke. Like, I guess not everything is balanced for 1v1s, things are balanced for 2v2s and 3v3s, but with a monk, like, at least somebody can interrupt convoke in a 3v3. But with a monk, if let's say everybody's cross CC'd, how do you really interrupt the spin and crane kick? Unless you have a hard CC. Because otherwise you could just press interrupt and like convoke is gone. But here it's like if you got all that stuff there, how do you interrupt spin and crane kick? Right? You don't, it's not really cast. I don't know. Arms when walking BM, Fleshcraft needs a nerf. Yeah, Fleshcraft, I'm glad they made Fleshcraft better. But for PvP, it's like, it seems like a lot of people are going Fleshcraft. Everybody on the mother is Fleshcraft PvP. What expansion should have the best PvP in your opinion? I don't really know. When things were broken and busted, but when everybody were busted, that's probably when I had the most fun in PvP. I think it's probably the best expansion. So Shadow expansion had the most OP things, but everybody had something OP. And I kind of say Shadowlands has a lot of OP things right now. Every class has something OP and busted about them. Legion was scaling, and I didn't really like it that much. A lot of other people didn't. WoD, there was nothing else to do besides random BGs, because like PvE content was, unless you were raiding, there was nothing else to do really. I didn't like Astron either that much. Mop was pretty cool. I remember Mop was fun. I think everybody were pretty busted, but also Mop is when the defenses were a ton. There was a lot of defense too, but with everybody having like busted defense and pretty strong offense, you know, there's always an opportunity there. Anyway, boys, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much, everybody, for hanging out. Sergey Korotov, my man. There you are. Thank you so much, my dude, for membership. What a beautiful butterfly. Boys, we're going to be coming back tomorrow with more EU NA duels. I was going to say EU duels. NA duels. Duels for NA. The NA boys need some duels as well. But a lot of good duels today, dudes. A lot of good duels. I'm going to go get some food, chill on the couch, hang out, get some pizza. Should have some fresh pizza at the house right now, so that should be pretty good. Work on some videos for tonight. I think I already have an idea for tonight as well, so it's perfect. But yeah, thank you so much for coming by, boys. I appreciate all of you. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more duels. If you want to join in, go join in and support the join in tomorrow and help support the boys, man. Help support the boys over on the NA with some of their duels. Yeah, thank you, boys. I appreciate all of you. You guys are beautiful, and I'll see all of you next stream. Alrighty, peace.
Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gotta move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning now.